Good evening, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Good evening. I am Styrofoam Ralph. This is Cups and the Gang live from the motherfucking hot box. This is the motherfucking Friday Smoke Fest. You know I got the gang with me, my dog, the Honorable BMX, one half of Sports Reports as ordered 2-5. Mike Will representing live in the B Dizzle for Shizzle. And you already know I got my dog Bleed Blue for the shoe. J Lethal Nap Nation, what it do? Fellas, okay. 2-5 backstage. I asked you a simple question, man. Would you take Shea Gildress Alexander over Jason Tatum? What is your judgment?
I'm gonna begrudgingly say no. I'm gonna take Tatum. Just because I think that Tatum is more of a model of what the NBA is today. I think that he like the different facets of his game, along with his height and his skill set. I think he's the prototypical player of this era. Like Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is what they told us Paul George was going to be.
For sure.
So that's what I'm gonna roll with. Like SGA is more, not making a direct comparison,
Mm-hmm.
but he's more in that Jordan kind of mode. You know what I mean? Where like more mid range slash, he can play defense and all that. But I think that his game is sort of still centered on benefit of the doubt from referees.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the story until it's not. You know what I mean? Like he's got to like score 30 points, but not cheat. Basically, is the way I'll just say he
So
just
could
got to
he
not
be?
cheat.
Is his standard? Would we say SGA standard should be on par with Dwayne Wade?
I think he will end up better than D Wade. So I would say no. I think okay.
That's tough. That's tough. Better than D Wade is tough.
I think that he is more of a he's obviously shorter, but he's more of a Kawhi type, but like better offensively. Like he's better, like he's going to score more points than Kawhi does.
And he gonna defend. I'm not gonna lie and act like SJ not a on ball defender.
Yeah, I was
bro,
showing.
But that's why I
bro.
give him. But that's
Yeah,
why
I
I
was
give him
showing.
the D Wade comp because I'm like D Wade. He could score. He's not. He wasn't a prolific shooter, but he could score.
Well, I was
and
showing
he could
Cups
defend.
earlier that SGA this season has more blocks than Giannis and Jared Allen.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? And he's second in steals behind Dyson Daniels. You know what I'm saying? And the difference is going back to what I was saying backstage, Jason Tatum, it's not that Jason Tatum can't do certain things. He just doesn't have to because of the way that Boston is built.
Oh, that's where I had it. So
yeah.
Do you think that do y'all feel like Jason Tatum can succeed without Jaylen Brown if he was to ever, depart? Like he could carry it just like Kobe carried for a while, in a sense where like he need that.
I don't know if it's his game to do it that way though.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same way that we banged on. It's the same way that we banged on LeBron, right? Like it was like, yo, he don't have that Kobe mentality, but he got more game winners than Kobe. Or like, hey, I want Kobe to take the last shot, but LeBron has a better percentage shooting on last.
So Tatum
shot.
can't put Tatum. You don't think Tatum could do what rookie LeBron did with that Cavs team?
No, I think he could. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that it's gonna look. I don't think he'll get the credit for it in that way because it won't look like Kobe. Like, it won't be, hey, Tatum's going to go get 41 tonight and, all this kind of stuff. So I think people are going to diminish, and I think they already do to some degree. They diminish what he does because it doesn't look that way. But the league just doesn't look that way. It's not a Jason Tatum thing.
How many MVPs should Tatum really have out of his career since he's
right now? None.
None.
Yeah, none.
Okay.
And that's not a knock on him. That just means that there's been dudes that have been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, literally, honestly, realistically speaking, Giannis could be the MVP every year for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Milwaukee's a dead team walking without him. And, you know, he does it at such a high level every year. And it looks like every year you see new things that he added to his game. So really it could be Giannis. You know what I mean? Whereas Jokic is obviously doing what Jokic is doing. You know what I mean? SGA is coming up. So like I think that Jason Tatum, like as far as him getting credit, it's the gift and the curse. Because you can see individually what he does. But then when you have that team and their style of play, you know, it's like, because they could win a game if Jason Tatum scores 14 points and Hauser hits 6 threes, or, you know, Peyton Pritchard comes off the bench and scores 25. They could still win that game. Especially without Dame right now, Milwaukee can't do that. Denver can't.
His accolades is more for Jason Tatum. It's more like Finals MVP and Conference Finals MVPs more than just having like the regular season MVPs.
Right. So Tatum has to take the opportunities to play people like Giannis in the playoffs and just outplay them, or, you know what I mean, outdo
like
Jalen Brunson in a series, or,
like,
you know, something along those lines. Yeah, like something along those lines.
That's something that's like, okay.
Sound like coaching to me, you know. And that,
my
that's
whole
the thing,
question
like,
is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tufai. No, I was about to say my whole question is
ahead.
My whole question is, you know, we might talk about him not being aggressive enough, or, you know, might not be dominant enough, or you know, he might be lackadaisical, or you know what I'm saying, might not have to do so much. But it's like, if we talking about him not necessarily loafing, but not even necessarily playing to his maximum potential, but maybe the system is whole, you know, if he was to just
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
but it's like I still feel like in the last 4 seasons, including this one, he's averaged 26, 30, 26, and 7 and 27. And
okay, so how about this? Do you think that Jason Tatum, how much? What do you think the gap is between Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I think it's a full tier. I think it's a full tier gap.
Right. Okay, so stay there for a second, right? Because we had this argument last year where their numbers were very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But Donovan Mitchell has admittedly, well, I would never say that Donovan Mitchell has played on teams like Jason Tatum has played on. So it's like I wouldn't say that Donovan Mitchell has empty calories on his
that's my point, is that Tatum isn't required because he has more help, whereas Donovan Mitchell was doing that without the squad. You know what I mean? Like, so that when we were having that conversation last year, you know, it was like, well, Jason Tatum could be the MVP because of Boston's record. Donovan Mitchell could be the MVP because what is Cleveland if Donovan Mitchell ain't doing those things?
He holding them niggas up there. Like,
right. So it just depends on your perspective. It's not a right or wrong, you know what I mean, conversation. It's just like, what do you value? And that's why I hate some of these conversations, because, like, for example, if SGA does win MVP this year, he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? If Jokic wins MVP this year, he deserves it.
Yeah, but also if SGA wins MVP this year, his expectations for going into the playoffs this year are still finals expectations. So if he like gets bumped first round, you know what I'm saying, it's just like, damn,
it's like whoop-de-doo, bro. Okay, you got the MVP. Like, stop crying about it now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what happened to Dirk, right? You know what I'm saying? He won MVP. They went 67-15. And they got beat by Baron Davis and them. You know what I'm saying? So like, it happens. You know what I mean? That's why, like, Raph said this to me the other day. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not going to quote it the way that he said it, but basically his point was, when you look at an NBA player's career, no matter who they are, like if you feel like they're a star or whatever, there's a lot of failure involved in that career. You know what I mean? Like, so if a guy plays 12 or 13 years, even if they win a championship, there's a lot of years that they lost in the first round. They didn't make the conference finals. That's why when LeBron was doing what he was doing, it was so unprecedented. No matter how weak the East was, it was unprecedented. You know what I'm saying? So because I was talking about Joker, and I said it earlier when I was talking to y'all, right? Like, he had the bubble run to the Western Conference Finals. He had the title run and a whole lot of nothing. At one time, Joker was the only MVP that didn't play in the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? But he won. But then he did, and he won the title. Now Joel Embiid is the
I was
only
about to say,
MVP
what
that has
about
never
Joel?
played in the finals.
He
You know what I'm
hasn't even
saying?
played
So
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
right. So if SGA wins, so this is where SGA is kind of. I think the media will give him a pass. I don't like it, but I think the media will give him a pass because
As far as if he win the MVP and get bumped in the first round,
not necessarily the first round, but just not
but
making
just
the finals.
just not
Yeah.
making the finals. Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll because OKC is still collectively a young team experience wise, not age wise, but experience wise. And when you go through NBA history and look at the teams that made it through, there's a lot of teams and players that lost a lot before. I mean, the Celtics went to like 5 Eastern Conference Finals in the finals before they won. Like so that's where sometimes when I'm talking to Cups, I get frustrated because I'm like, well, even Jason Tatum, as great as he is, had to go through all that to get to the title too. So for you to just be like SGA, blah 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 blah, then like why he can't fail like Jason Tatum did?
So what
You
about
know what I'm saying?
how do
Because I'm not gonna act like we weren't.
Anthony Edwards on the same scale of where he's been with his career, how much success he has, and with the team around him now.
Well, with
Because
Anthony Edwards, we do something that I really don't like, and Adam is like king of this. Because Anthony Edwards plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, he takes the history of the Timberwolves into consideration. Like when Matt Stafford went to Detroit, right? It was like he went to the Detroit line. Like, yo, you're either great or you ain't. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes that get put in bad situations and they still overcome. So are you one of them, or do you need everything to be right, you know, for you to win? And that's what it comes down to. Jason Tatum didn't need everything to be right because they went through their failures. They went through their growing pains. Jordan put up the 63 against the Celtics and got, you know, lost in 4 games or whatever it was. You know what I mean? So like these things happen. But with SGA, because of the timeline that we live in, 24/7 media and all that kind of stuff, we're like, no, he got to do it now. Like, no. And I'm guilty of that myself because I think he needs to get to the finals this year. But that's based off of off of what the team did. That's based off of what the Thunder did. Because they're 50 games over 500 right now. 50 games over 500. There ain't I don't care how young you are. I don't care any of that. You 50 games over 500. You're what? Probably 15 games up on the second seed.
That's like the 70. That's like when the Warriors won 79 games, and that's like if they was to miss the finals. Like,
bro, we just did the same shit last year, bro.
64-18, and if y'all didn't win the finals last year, I would have been saying the same thing.
mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be that.
But again, like I was about to say though, it's like, because it's like I've been saying though, it's like, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and act like we haven't been teetering on the whole, bro. When is Jason Tatum gonna break through? It's like, all right, we keep going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then we get to the finals, and then we lose to a Warriors team that people thought was already over the hill, and it's like, bro, how? Like, what is it going to take? Like, do we have to get rid of
I think that Warriors series was a perfect example of the experience, though.
So, like, just being there, seeing how,
I mean, for
course, yeah.
You know, because even if you make the playoff run, the finals is still another level above, like the other playoffs. Like, so it ain't just playoffs. The finals, you still got to ratchet it up again. You know, so that's where I'm like, if OKC simply makes it to the finals and loses, like, say they make it to the finals and they lose to Boston. Ain't no shame in that.
What's more detrimental for this OKC as far as getting to the finals? Like if they come out first round, gentleman sweep, second round, goes to game 7, then finals.
I think OKC needs to beat whoever they're playing in the first round. Whoever. I don't care.
No matter what
who the team is, Oklahoma City needs to win that series in at least 5.
At least
5 at the max. 5 at the
okay.
max.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, think about it, right? Like they've won 66 games right now. So that's more than what Boston did last year. So I can't say that Boston has to do this last year. I can't say Boston needs to do this and you did better than them and me be like, nah, you ain't got no expectations, man. Like
do they need to have one sweep somewhere in line?
So, because I mean, even the big 3, KG, Paul, they won their first 2 series, and matter of fact, they won their first 2 series in 7 games.
Yeah, but Dirk
they beat the 8 seeded Hawks in 7 games.
Yeah, but Dirk gave niggas gentleman sweeps also too.
Yeah, but like I think for OKC, I think it's more of a what's the word I'm looking for?
Don't do that, coach. We don't need to bring the brooms out every series.
It's more mental. It's more for their mental. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if they play somebody in the first round and go 6, God forbid they go 7. I think you internally start to doubt yourself. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we've been dominant all year. Like, why are we struggling right now? Is there
If
some
they
truth?
go 0-3 in a series versus maybe
I
going,
mean, they go 0-3. Nobody's ever come back from that. Like, you
Bro,
know what I mean?
I just feel like, you know, we talk about. I feel like if Jason Tatum was to win another jump, I feel like if the Celtics were to win another title and we break that joint up, and Jason Tatum was to win 1 or 2 MVPs after they break the team up, bro, I feel like it's nothing that niggas will be able to say after
No,
that. I feel like he
100%.
could still have a long career and not win
Bro,
another championship
all he
and do
needs to do is
the
go to
Aaron
the
Rodgers
finals this
jump.
year. All Jason Tatum needs to do is win the finals this year and shoot above 40% from the field.
That's it, bro.
so does he need both of them, conference and finals, or just finals MVP?
No, I think finals is good enough because I think that so this is the thing, right? Since Jaylen Brown swept them last year as far as those 2 awards, I think that like winning the because even though Jaylen Brown won those awards, you can make the argument that Tatum should have got them. You can make that argument. You know what I mean? So I don't think people view him in that way of you failed or you choked or like because a lot of people are defending him saying he still should have been finals MVP. So he has that equity that he's built through consistency over the years. So I think that's why when y'all say that people hate Jason Tatum and all this stuff, I'm perplexed because I don't see it at all.
If it ain't love, what is it, bro?
So as long as Jason Tatum averaged like, say like in the playoff runs, he averaged at least between 28-30, while Jaylen Brown averaged 22-25. No doubt, Jason Tatum gets the MVP.
That's probably what needs to happen. Oh, is it Jalen Ramsey? Hold on.
Oh, it dropped. It dropped.
Oh, there it is. Miami trading Jalen Ramsey to the Raiders?
What?
Hold on. Let me verify this first. Let me verify this. Let me verify this.
No, it ain't until Shefty say it, nigga.
No, let me hear from
Rappaport.
Rappaport.
I need Shefty or Ian.
I don't know. I just got the Ramsey with the eyes from the Dolphin fan. So we'll see. Hold on. But anyway, but like so like Jason Tatum is like think about it like this. So when Paul George first came in the league, he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to do. You know, he was challenging the Heat, you know, in the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, all this. He wasn't supposed to do that yet because he was young. You know what I mean? And he had the Heat on the ropes. But then that thing happened that Paul George never recovered from. Not the injury.
The trade.
When Chris Bosh got hurt and they still lost the series to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That was the end of his chapter. The leg came later, and that closed the casket on him. So with OKC, you know, I think that, like I said, there's a couple of things at play here because there's being realistic and there's being hopeful, right? So, like I said, no matter who OKC plays in the first round,
stop Gibson.
They got to win in 5 at least, at the minimum. You know, the Warriors, if they play the Warriors in the second round, for example, the Warriors beat them twice this year, 2 out of 3. So they're coming into that series with, this is a team that probably figured us out. You know what I mean? So now you just got to win that series. You play the Lakers I'm just making this up. You play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. You're playing against LeBron and Luka. Just win the series, and that's good enough.
So,
but we keep talking about all these projections that are making the Western Conference Finals, bro. Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it every time. If they play who I think they're gonna play in the first round, bro, I'm gonna put that shit in the ledger, bro. I'm guaranteeing they're gonna lose.
So
if they play Minnesota,
if they play Minnesota, bro, I'm guaranteeing. Yeah, I mean, I feel
lost. No, I don't think they're gonna get Minnesota though, because Minnesota's got Utah and I forgot who the other game is, but no, they're not losing.
Far as potential, We seen OKC with Russ, Harden, KD. And you seen how
Oh,
far they made
Brooklyn,
it.
Utah and Brooklyn, they're not losing.
Do we see this OKC team having more potential to win a finals than that OKC team with Russ, KD, and Harden?
Yes, just because of who they're playing against.
They ain't got to
They
go
don't
to the
got.
Lakers.
Well, I'm just meaning like OKC had to go through Wade and
the
LeBron.
Warriors.
They had to go through the Spurs. You know, Tim Duncan and those guys. Like, there's nothing like that waiting for OKC right now. You know what I mean? Because like I said earlier, right? OKC doesn't have to play all of these teams. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to beat each other too, and OKC is going to get who's left. So,
But if they have to play Denver, Minnesota,
I don't think that's a bad path because
Oh, shout out to 2-5 for finally seeing my angle. I know that's an inside joke, but
you know
I'm
what I'm
gonna
saying,
leave it alone.
because for Denver,
But they didn't have to see certain teams.
for Denver, you know what I'm
what
saying? That's not what I meant. But for Denver, I think
yeah.
no, with Denver, it's just the Jokic show. And how healthy is Jamal Murray going to be? Like, you know, he's coming back tonight, I believe, for the game against Memphis. But how long is it going to take him to get into shape and to get the rust off? So I don't fear, if I'm OKC, I don't fear Denver. If I'm OKC, I'm telling you, the teams that I'm worried about are the Warriors and the Wolves. Those are the two teams I'm worried about if I'm OKC. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Lakers don't have they have the stars, you know what I mean? They have Luka, they have LeBron, you know, so that's going to be tough within itself. But from a matchup standpoint, I think OKC still has other pieces that can give the Lakers trouble over the course of a series. And if you play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, that's two series that old ass LeBron done played. So what's that energy level like? You know what I mean? So that's why it depends. It's all matchup based, but OKC has no excuse to not win the West.
so they got right now they got an easier path to the finals than most teams right now. You'll say if they make the finals, they had the easiest path at least to get to the finals.
No, I just think they're that good. You know what I mean? Like, cause like if it plays out the way that I think it could play out, they could open the first round with either Memphis, Sacramento, or Dallas. Like,
that's an easy dub. That's like
yeah, nobody's stunting that. You know what I mean? Like, round two, the way that it's set up right now, you avoid the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Because if the Lakers end up as the 3, they're on the other side of the bracket, and they wouldn't even see the Lakers into the Western Conference Finals. So now it matters where Minnesota falls, where Golden State falls, where the Clippers fall. You know what I mean? Like, all that matters. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care who OKC plays at any given point. You won 66 games, possibly 68 by the time we're done. You got to win. That's just what it boils down to. Any other team, you know, if this was Boston, if this was Milwaukee, if this was the Lakers, and they won 66 games, we'd be on their ass. You better win this title. So for me, me, going to the finals ain't good enough. Like, you got to win it.
I'm just excited to see playoff Luka with
and
LeBron.
It's not just because I picked OKC before the season started. You know what I'm saying? You just got to win. You've been winning all year. Don't stop now.
I got to see OKC. I got to see playoff Luka and playoff LeBron together. I got to.
And that's the good news for LeBron, is that he has somebody who can ensure that he's not tired.
This is LeBron's only
chance.
Do you
think LeBron can turn it up like vintage LeBron now that he got somebody like Luka beside him?
Nope.
I think he can in spurts.
Nope.
I think he can, bro.
I think that if they play the Rockets, for example, at some point, like, because that could be a second round matchup.
What are you looking for? What do you call vintage Braun playoff right now? Like, what's the numbers that you want that you would be sitting here saying?
Like a 50 burger? I can see him putting up a 50 burger in the playoffs, bro.
Just one time?
No, I don't know, man. That's tough because Luka takes a lot of shots, and you know, you got Austin Reeves doing the thing.
No.
If LeBron give you 25 at least 25, 5 and 8. Is that good enough?
Yeah, because Luka's probably giving you something similar. And in the
Bro,
little,
Lakers.
you remember
Yeah,
back
Lakers.
in the day when the Warriors had the small lineup, Iggy and all. The Lakers could do that with Rui.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to have to because they don't. Besides Jackson Hayes, they don't really have a big man anyway, and that's why I would pick OKC over them is because they would just get punished on the inside as well. Like
I think it
especially
comes down to who takes
like
the last
LeBron would
shot,
have to play the
LeBron or
5
Luka.
basically.
That's what's gonna come down to.
Bro, we about to have a Lakers Celtics finals.
Maybe bless you, maybe.
Who takes the last shot,
but
bro?
that's the thing, right? How does that look? Okay, let's stay there for a second, Cups. So what happens if we get a Lakers Celtics finals and the Lakers win?
And the Lakers win?
Yeah, LeBron outplays Tatum at 40 years old. Then what?
Who's the MVP, Luka or LeBron?
That's a great question.
Damn, my bad, Ty. I didn't even see you comment on Instagram.
That would be
Damn,
great
my
question.
bad,
I would think it has to be. I would think it would be Luka, but I don't know.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing about the Lakers that I have. Is my issue is when it comes to the fourth quarter, if it's a tight game, who is going to be taking the last shot? Is it going to be Luka? Is it going to be LeBron? Because if I see it the way I see it, LeBron gonna try to still take the last shot.
I think that LeBron is smart enough to know if he's on or not. Like, depending on how the rest of the game goes. Like, if he's like 6 for 18, he might not take that shot. Because remember, that was the criticism anyway, is he always giving up the shot. You know what I mean? But like
every time he get a chance at the shot, what does he do?
And I don't think Luka gives up the shot. I think if Luka gets the inbound, he's taking the shot unless he got 2 people on him.
Yeah, but I would give Luka the opportunity to make that.
Honestly, if it were me,
you can't double both of them.
If it were me, I would go John Paxson style. Austin Reeves taking that.
Austin Reeves shoot that bitch.
Austin Reeves shoot.
If it were me,
because at least he ain't gonna have no double team on him. Especially if you like do an inbound, because you see it, you go see it. People, they go try to double LeBron or they go try to double Luka. Somebody's gonna be open, bro. At the end of the day, so I feel that. I definitely could feel that.
Yeah, like as far as Minnesota goes, they're dangerous, but they're only going to be as good as Julius Randle is.
I think Ant could carry them this year, bro.
Not if Randle's taking 21 shots.
If Gobert plays like a real big man, they might, you know what I'm saying? It might be a different story.
Good luck with that.
And one team we still not talking about that could still be a low-key factor is the Knicks.
The Knicks ain't a factor.
You don't think so, bro?
So okay. Do I think, like, if the Knicks fell to 4,
I still got Pacers. I still got Pacers making a nice little.
Yeah, me too. And that's what I was about to say. Like, I think that if Indiana gets the 4 and they match up with Cleveland in the second round, I'm picking Indiana to win that series. I think that the Knicks this is the problem.
They're matchup based too.
There's always a fine line between regular season and playoffs, right? Like the Bulls back in the day, Derrick Rose and them, they won 3 out of 4 against Miami in the regular season, and then they lost the playoff series in 5. So the Knicks all year long have not beaten Boston, Cleveland, and I want to say OKC. Like, so it's going to be hard for me to. I could see them beating Cleveland just off of what they have, but there ain't no chance in hell the Knicks are beating the Celtics.
None
whatsoever. So if I was the Knicks, I might rather be 4 and play Cleveland instead of Boston and put Boston off into the conference finals if I can.
Would y'all rather see Celtics and Pacers in the conference finals or Celtics and Cleveland?
I think you gotta. For me, it's gotta be Celtics Cleveland, just because Cleveland finished with the 1 seed
Yeah, how tough they play
and not
us.
only that, but the same thing with OKC, right? Now you're here. What you gonna do?
Yeah, but Pacers play Celtics tough too. They play y'all tough
They
too.
do. In that series, that's what I was telling Cups the other day. That series they played last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, every game came down to the last minute, and Halliburton only played in one of them. So like I'm not saying that the Pacers can beat the Celtics, but what I am saying is that the Pacers ain't scared of them.
Yeah, like you can't sleep on them.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. And I think the Pacers can beat Milwaukee. You know what I mean. If they match up with the Pistons, I think they could beat the Pistons. You know, the key is going to be. So this is what I kept saying, and I know it's a different coaching staff, and I know it's a different system, and all that stuff. But Cleveland, the same way that we were just talking about OKC, Cleveland beat an Orlando team in 7 games that couldn't score. That was just last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to have faith that this team is going to make the finals, like the next season. That's tough.
With Darius Garland and Evan Mobley.
That's tough. Yeah.
So I feel like this. What do y'all feel like, as far as Cleveland say, what is holding them back from getting over the hump right now?
Size. And Darius Garland, by the way, since the All-Star break, his scoring average, like not his total scoring average, but what he's done game to game, has gone down 4 points since before the All-Star break. I think that Cleveland needs size. Like I do like the DeAndre Hunter pickup, but
they got Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. That's size.
No, that's not what I mean though. That's not what I mean though. I'm talking about Garland and Mitchell trying to navigate to the basket. You already got to get past Drew Holiday and Derek White. And you got Jaylen Brown and Tatum's long arms. If you get past them, you got a 7'3" dude waiting on you.
Okay.
So like I think that they need a bigger guard. Like they should have. I think, and I know this is shitty to say because they're the 1 seed, right? But I think they should have moved one of Mitchell or Garland last year.
If they had Paul George,
I tried to
right
tell
now,
him. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Garland's team. He was drafted there. You know what I'm saying? They tried to start with Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, and it just wasn't working out. And, you know, they tried to bring in somebody to replace Sexton because they believed in Garland and his development because, you know what I'm saying, that obviously they chose him over Sexton. I mean, but moving one of them.
He's not bad, though. Garland's not bad.
Donovan Mitchell still hasn't learned. In the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell still hasn't learned how to let the game come to him. That's what the great players do. That's what
too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the great players do.
Donovan Mitchell is just mature enough.
That's what your Jordans and people like that do. Like they might have a slow start, you know what I mean? Or they might go through the first 3 quarters and only take 11 shots. And then they're going to score 14 in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell is trying to score 14 in every quarter.
So who would you rather
like a baby
have
Booker?
in the playoffs?
Like he's like the East Conference Booker.
So who would you rather have in the playoffs as your mans? Devin Mitchell or Jimmy Butler?
I mean, if we're talking, you know, just, you know, over the course of time, you probably, you know, Jimmy has proven himself. At this stage, I might take Donovan Mitchell just because Jimmy's 35 or 36 now.
Mm-hmm. Still affecting the game,
you know,
though.
No, he is, but I also think that
because you would sit here and say that Jimmy has had more success in the playoffs and impact for his team in the playoffs than Donovan Mitchell has since being in Cleveland.
Well, I think that Donovan Mitchell, though, has shown that he can lead teams. There's a ceiling on how far he can lead them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when he was in Utah, even, they knocked out Russ and Paul George. You know what I'm saying? Just off of the strength of him. You know,
he did.
That when Denver made it to the finals in the Western Conference Finals in the bubble, don't forget that first round series where him and Jamal Murray were trading 50 pieces. You know what I'm saying? So Donovan Mitchell is definitely capable. The question is, can he do it over the course of a whole series? Like he'll make
Jamal Murray great again.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell will give you a 40 burger, but is it on 11 or 30 shooting?
True.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, I don't want my main guy to be like you said 11 of 30 for shooting. Yeah, you might got like 30 some points, but like bro, like that's a whole bunch of legit empty calories that you done left on the floor, bro.
And that's what I kept saying about like Evan Mobley, you know, saying like I think he's the key to unlock their potential. You know, but there's times where they freeze him out, it seems. Like, you know, like they don't give him enough touches.
So this is a coaching problem now, more or less than just
I just think that Donovan Mitchell just sometimes has tunnel vision. Like they're a lot better this year at not doing that. You know what I mean? Like you know, so like Evan Mobley takes somewhere around 13 shots per game this year. I think that needs to be closer to 17.
How many shots does Donovan Mitchell take per game?
Let's see.
I'd say about 20, 21.
It might be a little less this year than his usual. Let's see. He is at 18.6.
So
his career high is 20.6.
So yeah, so he almost at 20 a game at least.
Yeah, he's almost at 20 a game, and then Darius Garland is at. Wait for it. Darius Garland is at 15.6. So Darius Garland shouldn't be taking more shots than Evan Mobley.
You think he should just facilitate?
Yeah, like I think that
he needs to be more Rondo and get his buckets.
He's not that type of point guard though. Like you know, like I would like to see him be more of a
Steve Nash.
No, maybe like a Chris Paul.
Michael Conley.
A Michael Conley. That's a good one. A Michael Conley, because he's small too. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that Darius Garland thinks he's Donovan Mitchell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like sometimes they just try to outdo each other. And that's going to hurt them against a team like the Celtics that share the ball, you know, will turn those long distances into transition. You know what I mean? And that's where Evan Mobley, like, if you're going to take the shots. But how about get the ball down to Evan Mobley and let Tatum or somebody help out, kick it back out and get a wide open shot versus trying to shoot it over Drew Holiday and Derek White.
So right now, Garland's probably just going through his confidence issues as a player.
Yeah, like I think he had an injury that like he fell or something, and he just hasn't been the same since. But to his credit though, you know, he is shooting a career high percentage this year. So to his credit, you know what I'm saying? We got to give him credit for that. You know what I mean? He's shooting 47% from the floor, which, you know what I'm saying, like is great. Like, and you see like Donovan Mitchell, for example, he takes 9 threes a game and only hitting barely 37% of them.
Do y'all feel like Halliburton is back to his old self?
If not, he's close to it. And Pacers can be a team that can upset some people. I feel like the Pacers are a team like I feel like the Wolves are in the West. It's like, yeah, you sleep on them if you want.
Yeah, I still think that the Knicks will match up well with them, provided that they're healthy. Because remember last year, you know, Jalen Brunson got hurt. You know, they were just banged up in general. So what up?
What up,
you know,
Riz?
so I think Indiana can definitely beat Milwaukee. You know, like I said, I would pick Indiana over Cleveland, but I think the Knicks would be a tougher matchup for the.
Who's the key? Who's the X factor for the Pacers more? Is it Siakam?
Yes.
Is because that's what
they need Siakam to channel back to that Kawhi year.
Is Kawhi coming?
You know what I'm saying? No, Kawhi ain't coming.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the Pacers are. I think the Pacers still suffer from y'all just the Pacers, so a lot of people don't believe him, and a lot of people probably don't watch him either.
You know what I'm saying? But
You also
to the
you also
Nat
have to show
Shout
it.
out to Nat Town.
I think the Pacers still suffer from y'all just the Pacers, so a lot of people don't believe them, and a lot of people probably don't watch them either.
Oh, soundboard.
God damn, Cowboy Mike. That's that mid doing you like that, boy.
Reggie is beating you down.
Still trying to get these details, man. What's going on?
Is it me
What
or
is that in the
is
background? What is that in the
Yo.
background?
Oh, yo, you got crazy feedback.
it echoing?
Yo,
Y'all hear it echo?
What is that in the
That's too.
background?
That's Mike.
that's me. My bad.
I was about to say it sounds like WrestleMania going on in there.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
That
that
damn
mid,
mid had a nigga
bruh.
wigging out in that bitch.
That made that him going crazy.
Hey,
We told you
yo,
you can't show up to the box with that, bro.
nigga, the shit I just finished smoking, nigga. That shit called Ricky Morty, nigga. That shit crazy, nigga.
That don't sound like no
Sleep
mid,
easy.
nigga.
Hey, this buzz starting to pick up though, y'all.
You see, that mid ain't never had you like that before. That ain't no mid.
Hey.
shit.
Man, put down the Reggie. You
That's
put
bad.
down the
He
Reggie for
finally
a
got
That was
pod.
no. That's fresh out the yard for sure.
out the yard.
You know what I'm saying? We might see this trade by the end of the night.
What
Off
trade?
the street.
The Ramsey joint.
Yeah, it sounds like Jalen Ramsey might be getting shipped.
I think it's gonna
Where?
be Tyreek Hill, bro.
I don't know yet.
Bro,
I don't know yet.
We could, bro. If we trade for, I can see us trading for Ramsey, like a
Well,
fourth round pick.
Chris was the
or a
one that
fifth round
told
pick.
me, and then Twitter just started blowing up about it like 30 minutes after Chris told me.
Chris,
Oh shit! Well, shit. While we on that topic, while we on
The
that
Miami
whole
Dolphins
topic,
fan, Chris, the number
while we
one
on that
Elon.
first
topic,
ever sports
I got-
reports ordered fan.
I got
Oh,
something for,
Bisbee.
I got something for
Okay.
everybody. While we on that topic of the
Word
draft, I
up.
got something for
Touchdown
everybody.
zone.
Oh damn! I
Touchdown
fucked up.
Bisbee.
I fucked up.
Now look, so I'll start with Rez.
What?
All right, Rez, where y'all draft at? Would you rather stay put, trade back, or trade up?
Before I don't want to trade up and get Trey Lance again.
Oh, no.
It's whatever you feel is what you would like to see this year. Would you rather stay
Based on
put? Would you rather trade up or trade back?
there's nobody in the top 5 that I see worth trading up to get
You don't even
in the
got to trade to
positions
the
that we
top
need.
5. You could just trade up
So,
into
nah,
the
I mean,
top.
we're 11. So I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm full at 11.
I would like to see the. Nobody said it, but I would like to see the 49ers try to get Tet.
I don't want to get Tet. I've heard. I haven't liked what I've heard from the scouts on Tet.
All right,
Hey,
my
two five.
God.
that's what
Them
coaching
niggas
is
know what the
for.
fuck they talking about.
It's
That
always
nigga
So
know.
2-5. Would you rather stay put, trade
And we
up,
drafted a wide
or
receiver in
trade
the
back?
first round last year.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would rather move back because where we're picking, you know, saying I don't think that there's necessarily prime. You gotta get this player. You know what I mean? Because we got a lot of needs on the defensive side, so I take an extra pick.
Okay, Mike P. Would you rather trade up some more, stay put where you at, or would you like to trade back?
Stay put.
Would you like to trade back, stay put where y'all at, or move up some more spots?
Y'all are at
Yeah,
12,
stay
right?
put.
Yeah.
We're gonna draft Ted. I've been calling it. I've called it all year.
Y'all
12.
at 12, right?
I mapped it out. We don't. Nobody's gonna receive but us.
Y'all
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
draft
right,
who?
Ted McMillan.
Y'all probably draft Golden.
Nah,
Stay put
we probably draft Golden in the
Trade
second
back.
round, maybe.
or trade 1-2 more spots up.
Cowboys can stay where they at and still get Ted. They
You
can
talking
stay-
about
they
you,
still-
fool?
That's exactly, fool.
bro? Why would we move? Hell no. Bro, like we said, we can get Tech, we can get Genty, we could get Carter. I mean, bro, if we got to get Hunter, it just is what it
Cup
is.
said
bro.
he don't care as long as they don't get Travis.
So
Bro,
you
it
don't
just
want
is
y'all.
what it
You
is, bro. Honestly,
you okay?
I would take Will Campbell. I would be okay with Will Campbell rather than reaching for Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
You don't got to reach for Travis. He's gonna be 4. It's not a reach.
No, Cup saying that he don't deserve to go that high.
That's crazy.
Would you? So would
I
you
don't
take
see
Will?
it.
Would you be okay? Would you?
I don't think
How would you
bro,
feel if y'all drafted Will
is
Johnson
he? So he's the best receiver in the
at
draft.
4?
Reyes, he's the best
No.
receiver in the draft.
Who?
No.
Travis Hunter?
Yes.
No, Travis Hunter is not
That's
the best
what- that's
receiver.
what my
Is he the
girl
best?
said.
Is
I
he the
wouldn't
best
draft him
DB in the
to play
draft? Is he
receiver.
the best
That's my
DB in the
girl.
draft?
Yes, he is.
He's the
He
best
is
DB in the draft.
in the draft.
You better than
Over
Will
Will
Johnson?
Johnson?
Yes.
Over
Better
Will
than Will
That's what my
Johnson?
girl said. Mina
Yes.
Kime said he the best receiver in the draft.
Really?
He's the best receiver in the draft,
That's
dog.
what she said.
I love Mina Kimes, but no.
I know she broke my heart with that one.
He's the best receiver in the draft.
Let me ask
He's
y'all
the best
this.
receiver.
So
I mean, he's the best corner in the draft. He's not the best receiver in the
so
draft.
y'all got
He's
as
not better than
receiver
Will
wise, y'all got Ted, Matthew Golden, and Isaiah Bond.
Hey.
I didn't need one of them
Hey.
up there for me.
Yeah, me and Mike got another gym for y'all though.
They ain't ready for that shit.
They ain't ready for Jaden Higgins.
South
though.
Carolina's own.
They ain't ready for Jaden Higgins.
Tell them go look at the tape. Tell them go look at the tape. That's all I got to say. Go look at
Are
the
these
tape.
receivers? Are those receivers better than Travis Hunter at receiver?
Yes.
I think that Ted is, talent wise. I think that Luther Burden, who you didn't mention, is.
I forgot
Iowa.
about Burden from
Come on
Missouri.
now.
Yeah,
I don't
forgot
like.
about
Excuse me.
I don't like Travis's route running, and I don't like I don't think he has like blow you away speed. So either he needed to have blow me away speed or excellent route running for me to put him at the top of the draft in terms of
He
wide
could be the
receivers.
greatest
But at
slot
corner,
receiver.
he has every corner
He could be
skill.
the greatest slot receiver and still the
You
greatest
have to have
DB.
you have to have route running to be a slot receiver.
He got the size to do it though.
You don't have the route running to be
Bro,
a
the
slot
He
receiver.
got
size.
the IQ. He has
Bro's
the
like
IQ to be
180.
a slot, bro.
So I think that he's a very
That nigga
good
small.
corner.
Pete. Boss.
But I might need to see him without Shador first, and an offense that doesn't emphasize him to see how that looks if he's going to play receiver.
He's not a better cornerback than Will Johnson.
So what you're saying with
He's
that
not,
statement,
bro.
you're saying
He'll
Shador.
have one or two
You're saying
packages.
Travis benefited more from Shador than Shador benefited.
I am not saying that, Lethal.
I'm just saying.
I'm not even.
bro.
I'm not even trying to
I
have
don't
that
believe that at all.
He
conversation.
just answered the question.
I'm not
It
even trying to.
is.
I
You
don't
said
like
you got to
these
see it
questions.
without Shador.
I don't like these
You said you had to see it without Shador. You had,
You know
you
what
had to
I'm
see
saying?
it without Shador. That's
No,
all.
I don't.
It's a
No,
valid question.
I think that Travis and Shador benefited from each other. You know what I'm saying?
I think Shador benefited way more from Travis than
There's
the
always
other
got
way
to be
around.
one.
No,
I was trying to avoid that conversation. There's always
So
got
that
to be
makes
one.
so
gonna say why.
does that
No,
not
no,
make
but
him
say why?
the number
Because-
one
because-
the best receiver in the league?
No,
In
I
college?
heard no. That's not
I mean, they
not at all.
definitely
So
forced him the
Dion
ball.
made this point. Y'all
Yeah,
hear
we
me?
can hear you.
So Dion made a point in that last press conference. He was like, "They're saying my son doesn't have a strong arm. I saw him throw a 50-yard pass over, 50-yard pass by touchdown in overtime to win a game, and yada yada yada." And if you look at that play, he didn't throw it to the spot where the receiver. He didn't throw it to a spot where the receiver is supposed to run the ball, catch the ball. He threw it. It was a bad throw. The receiver just adjusted to the pass and caught the ball in the end zone. The same thing happened with almost every single Travis Hunter catch. It's like Travis just adjusts to wherever the ball is in the air, and Shador benefited from a lot of those from his receivers. Not running a crisp. There's not a whole lot of he ran this amazing route. Well, it was a timing route, and he caught him coming out right out the break, and the ball
Yeah,
right
but
where it needed to
also
be.
I could
just
buy
like
that.
that,
I
but
could
just
buy
like
that.
but, but just like that goal line play when he has a nigga draped all over him, he still maintained to get the ball, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not every receiver.
But that was a better
The
catch
main
than
receivers
throw.
that we be seeing do that still right now be Higgins, be Chase, like actually strong arm, keep on to with niggas
Well,
on.
I heard somebody compare him to Justin Jefferson.
I don't like that comparison.
They gotta stop that shit, bro. They gotta
I
stop.
don't like that
shit.
comparison at
The
all.
nigga
That's
not
the
even
only-
Jordan Addison, bro.
Yeah, that's what I
He's
was
not even
gonna say.
Jordan.
I
I
think
love,
he's
bro.
more Jordan
You're 100% right. He's not even Jordan Addison.
I give him Smitty. I give him Smitty. I give him Smitty based off of
He's
size.
not,
He has
bro.
amazing
Are you
ball skills.
Devontae Smith?
Off of size, bro. I'm just saying based off of size.
He has amazing ball skills. Like pause. Like he recognize he can identify what a ball is and react to it extremely quickly. Like he has all of the
He
intangibles.
gets
He
to the
has
balls
all of them.
quickly.
I just don't. I don't.
Bro, he's gonna get jammed off
I
the
wouldn't. I
line
just
every
wouldn't want.
time, bro.
I just wouldn't want
But
him.
even with the jam, you see he can
I just
still
wouldn't want
get
him
the
as a full.
ball, bro. That's the point.
Travis
point is,
gets
like,
Travis gets
fuck a
to the
jam.
6 inch. I mean, you know.
Hey, yo, all right, Unc. What's going on,
Yo,
Unc?
was
Hell yeah, hit
crazy
that
with
button,
that
Mike.
last night.
Thank you.
No, I think Travis can be a good receiver in the NFL. I just don't think that he's going to be a receiver that you build your team around or that you feel like he's your lead receiver. Like, I think he'll be a great compliment.
Would you rather him? What would you rather it be?
If I'm drafting him for
What
receiver,
would
I'm
y'all
drafting him in
rather?
the second
What would
round.
y'all rather see
Second
from
round.
Travis? Would y'all rather see
Maybe
him
third round.
play the defense more, and then get sprinkled in on offense, or would y'all rather him be able to play offense just as amount as
Deion
the
and
same
Charles
amount?
Woodson already gave you the formula.
He will be a corner who plays. He has a couple of offensive packages.
Hell, I might even line him up at quarterback sometimes.
Would y'all be okay with putting him
Jesus.
at punt return, kickoff return?
No.
No,
Well, he's
I
gonna
think he
return.
will,
He's gonna
but I
return
don't want
kicks.
him to do it
That's gonna
long
happen.
term.
He'll get hurt. He'll get nicked.
So high ceiling.
He's very
so high
injury
ceiling
Shoot.
Shown that already.
for based off an impact that Travis can make. He can make a Devin Hester impact.
No.
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 No, because Devin Hester's main skill was returning kicks.
And he's
He was-
ridiculous.
Dang.
You know, which is odd because he was slower than you
Yeah.
think.
Was he, bro? I don't think so, bro.
But Hester was a god.
when I had him
It's
his
quick
rookie
check-
year
it's
on
quick check.
Madden, bro, he was a speed
He
99.
was unhittable,
You
man.
know what? Lethal log off.
I'm just it's
That's-
real shit,
had him
bro.
on Madden.
That's Madden football. It's a,
Bro,
it's a
what?
fictional game.
It's real
It's
shit.
a fictional game. It's not. It's not a
Bro,
real
this
game.
was
It's not a real. It's
old
not a real
Madden.
thing.
This is when Madden was still like legitimately comparable to the NFL.
No. It's actually much better. They actually are much better with their ratings
Hell
now
no.
than they did
Hell
back
no.
then. Like,
Boy, Lethal.
Hell no. 06, 07 Madden, bro, prime ratings, prime.
Bro, no.
you think they got worse at analytics since
Bro,
09?
Yes, bro. Look at the
Okay,
game.
all
The
right.
game is so
Cool.
trash.
The
bro.
game
know-
ain't the game ain't bad because of
It's not
that.
about the
The
game.
game
You're
is
talking
just
about
bad because
analytics.
they haven't expanded it.
Because it's the same game.
Yeah,
that
like think about what they
it was
could do
since
with the
09.
NFL draft on that game.
They could bring it back how it was on 06 and 07. Back when we still had
Or
training
they can
camp,
make it better.
camp. They not doing that, bro.
Like, even your solution is to take it back to something they
Yes,
did
bro, because that was
15,
real
20 years
football.
ago.
I started with an apartment.
No, it
I
was,
started
it was
with an
video game
apartment
football.
and made my way to a mansion.
All right, so
yeah.
so obviously a few of us think that Will Johnson is the best corner in the draft.
I do.
For sure.
So for you two that think that, I think the problem with Will Johnson, because I love Will Johnson, but I think his height might come back to get him at times.
Mhm.
He's Asante Samuel.
So what is your perceived gap between him and Travis as corners?
No, it's not. It's
Not
not
big.
a crazy gap. I
No.
mean, I just think the
Yeah,
fact
I don't think it's a tier
Yeah.
gap. I just think
No.
Will Johnson is the more polished and more experienced defender.
that's it. He covered the best guys. You know what I'm saying? And he's a better tackler.
But he hasn't. He still hasn't. He's still coming off that injury. You know what I'm saying? He still has to
He
remain.
had time to rest. He's good.
You know,
It was,
So-
I think it was a toe, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what injury. I know he had a injury though, and he was coming off of that this year.
I've seen a couple mock drafts. Got us
It's a
taking
good
Will
pickup.
Johnson.
I hope the Cowboys pick up Will Johnson.
That's a
First
good
off, like,
pickup considering
Well,
you
Will
got
Johnson
Puka
to the
and
fucking
Devontae Adams
Niners.
to worry about.
Will Johnson to the Niners with
Right.
Mooney Ward on the other side would be a crazy.
Mooney
have
Ward
trade.
is
Mooney,
in
bro.
Indianapolis,
What are you
sir.
talking
Mooney's
have
not
Mooney.
there.
Oh, they got Mooney now. I forgot.
Yeah, Mooney
I
went to
forgot
the
he's Nat
remember
Nation.
Mooney
Go
went
to
Yeah.
to the
We got
sleep.
land.
Go to
Lenore.
sleep, bro.
No,
Bro, my bad,
no.
bro.
Go to
We got
sleep, bro.
Lenore.
Lenore,
We got
yeah,
Lenore,
Lenore,
and we got
Lenore,
Green.
Yeah,
and
Mooney
Will
went
Johnson.
to the landfill.
You know
Chill,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Mooney
Damn,
went to
hey,
the-
Lucas Oil
to the right
Landfill.
spot.
Hell yeah.
He went
My
to the right
bad,
spot.
bro. I'm sorry,
Ricardo
bro.
Green
I'm
spot.
sorry,
should've.
bro.
Lucas.
Stop playing.
Renato
I'm so
Green.
sorry.
Yep.
No,
FSU?
right.
That's why I
Flashback?
have respect for Rez, because I told him I fuck with Mooney. Now he a Naptown Nation, so I got respect for Rez. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you ain't respect Riz before that.
Appreciate that, man. That's
Yeah,
all
no,
it took.
Not for the Niners.
That's all it
not
took.
for the
Nasty,
Niners,
bro.
Rez.
Like
Not for the Niners, Rez. For the Niners, Rez, there was no respect.
I hated Rez
you know
until
what
we
I'm
got
saying? Yeah,
Ward.
like Riz wasn't shit till Ward showed up.
Niners,
It's trash
Rez.
until we got Ward.
I ain't have no love for the Niners, Rez. But now, you know what I'm saying? I
Nah,
ease back
bro.
on the Kyle Shanahan, bro. You see,
Here,
I ease back on Brock Purdy. I ain't been coming at you.
All right, hey,
here I am. Here I am trying to hope Anthony Richardson finish the season
hey,
and
Mike,
they treat it like this.
what that tape telling you about Ashton Genty?
Believe it or not, I haven't watched the tape.
Okay. Well, what are
My
your
dog
thoughts on
Ocho,
him
what's
before
happening,
you watch
family?
the tape?
I think that Genty is a good prospect. I think he's stronger than I thought he was. I did watch his pro day, but I mean he's elusive, explosive. I mean, I think he's gonna make anybody better who need a running back. Anybody, whoever
Yeah,
drafted him
I
he's
agree.
a guaranteed come in right now and play.
MJD.
That's how I feel about
They can play
Amarion.
right now. Yep.
Me too. I've been
High
watching
ceiling
Hampton.
MJD
Hampton the one I
for
feel like is
Genty.
gonna be the one.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the best running back in the draft.
And he's gonna be probably better on third down too.
North
Where's he
Carolina.
out of?
So
And if he,
Genty.
and
Ocho,
I'm-
you
and I
are
would
We'll talk to him.
love-
We'll
a
talk to him.
Cincinnati fan. Who would you like to see Cincinnati take in the draft? Or
I would
what moves would y'all
love-
like? I
I
know
would
free agency is
love-
kind of late, but what moves would y'all like to make during free agency also as well?
I would love for Bo
But-
Nix to get Omarion Hampton.
Mm.
That's what I would
Omarion!
I
like.
wouldn't be mad if we got Brudden like in the second round or something like that.
Yeah, he could be a steal for sure.
There's a lot
So
of
the
good
high
running back talent in
so
this
high
draft,
ceiling
man.
for Genty this year is Maurice Jones-Drew.
The Saints getting Shador, Alex.
Bruh, Alex Austin, you don't, bruh. As a Saints fan, bro, I need you to work with me, dog. I
And you owe me, Alex. You
vouch
supposed
for
to
your
be on
guy,
the hot
right?
box at least 2 months ago.
I vouch for your guy, Breeze. You don't fuck with that. I vouch for your guy, Rattler. You got a quarterback, bro. What's going on, dog?
Yeah, I know
You
Derek
got a
Carter too.
quarterback, gang.
Yeah, that's what
Who
we're
is the
talking about, yeah.
quarterback?
They
Who's the
get Shador,
quarterback?
bro.
Spencer
quarterback?
Rattler is the quarterback. Is the
Spencer
quarterback of the New
Rattler.
Orleans Saints, bro.
You mean the
Give
backup
that
quarterback?
man a
The
year.
backup?
Let him develop.
Now y'all
Nigga, he's
want
not a
quarterback. Now
backup.
y'all want quarterbacks to develop. Now
Hey,
y'all
Spencer
want
Rattler gonna be back.
now y'all want to be
I want it.
patient.
I
Now
want it.
everybody want to
Wait.
be
Back up.
patient
Back
on
up.
quarterback.
Back up.
It's just the same.
No.
It's the same.
No. I got you. No, because I wanted AR to hold the clipboard for a year so he could develop.
And I wasn't against that. I wasn't against that.
You didn't
against
want
that.
him to do that. No, you say, nah, bud, we
Yeah,
gotta
I want him
play
to
him
get his
down, bud.
experience.
He get better
Cool.
playing, getting on the field. Dude can't play 3 straight games because he don't know how to
Who
play
he learning?
quarterback.
Is he learning from Gardner Minshew? Is he really learning from Joe Flacco? No, not really.
He could be learning from his
You know what I'm
coach.
saying? So
Weren't
I
you-
mean, but
you can learn by watching.
but I'm okay. But I'm okay with both.
Like, it doesn't always have to
clipboard.
be the good things. You can watch the bad
True.
things and say, I ain't gonna do that.
That too.
True.
Absolutely.
Which is
Right.
why I said even still, bro. I wanted him to play because I always say experience is what niggas need. But also, I'm not opposed to a quarterback sitting because just like it worked out for Favre and A-Rod and Jordan Love for
Yeah, but
goddamn
Favre and Aaron are like all-time quarterbacks, though.
and Alex and Pat learned from Alex and Pat
Like
learned
that's
from
a
Right.
Alex Smith.
difference. Like, you
And
know,
Pat learned from Alex Smith. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you just get put in a situation where you get a chance to actually sit back and learn some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not opposed to that. But when we talk about quarterback development and being young and stuff, that's my only defense of like, bro, yes, bro, I'm gonna go to bat for my quarterback because he young as fuck.
you can
You
go
need
to bat
time.
for your
Yeah, you need
quarterback.
time.
Just be
And
realistic. That's all we saying.
I
That's
am
all
ready.
Like
we
you
saying,
keep
bro.
telling us
That's all
AR
we
is
saying,
going to
bro.
do. No, you want AR to do that.
AR's
No, I
But
know
in a
he's
You
year,
want
going
AR
to.
to do that. You do
I
not
know
have any.
it's a difference.
4,500
I
yards.
know
As
he's going to.
Raph would say, you don't have any evidence that shows you that he's on this certain path. You want him to be on that path, but he ain't done nothing to show that he's
It's
on
all
that path.
faith.
That's all. But you
Yeah.
going
It's
and
all
after
faith.
all the shit that you talking, you gonna sit up here talking about does CJ Stroud have pressure on him? No, he ain't got no
He
fucking
do, bro.
pressure.
He do, bro. He do.
He ain't
Just
got
like
no
Trevor
pressure.
Lawrence
They
got
won the
pressure.
division the last 2 years.
Bro, fluky.
Weak ass division. Yeah, it's a weak ass division. There ain't
Fluky.
anybody could
Fluky.
like Jacksonville. If Jacksonville get their shit together, they could win the division this year. That's how trash the AFC South is. And if
Yeah, they
CJ
could.
Stroud don't make the playoffs this year, that's just how the NFL works.
Shit, if the Titans land a Cam Ward and Brian Callahan figure out the run game, they might be able to make a run for the division.
That's what I'm saying. That's just how the NFL works.
100%.
Like somebody, like every year you
Any
see
team,
teams that
any team that division could win that
every
game.
year
Win
there's
that
teams that
division.
make the playoffs that don't go back the next year. So
Yeah,
like
but
missing the
still
playoff
but
one year
Houston
is not
set
going to
up-
make CJ Stroud suddenly a bust.
No, because Houston is set up where the talk for them right now is they are a in and out playoff team. They're going to be
Driving so
they're
slow.
the more
They're
in the
young.
driver's seat. Okay, their expectations
beyond
is playoffs.
CJ
These last
Stroud,
2
their
years,
best
their
defenders
last
are
2
young.
years, in their last 2 years, they've been in the playoffs. So their expectations, bro, is way more higher. And the
Nobody
pressure's
has
on, bro.
expectations for the Houston Texans outside of D'Amico Ryans.
Bro, what? They just
None
made
of
the
us are
divisional round.
sitting on the hot box right now like Houston better get to the Super Bowl this year.
Agreed.
Right.
But you're not.
I did pick them last year, though.
But you're not
So,
saying they
I don't
shouldn't
know.
be in the playoffs, making a run.
I'm saying that they might.
But you took a flyer on him, Mike. You weren't like, yo, if the Texans don't make the Super Bowl,
Yeah, I
like, they
wasn't
wasted
bullish
a
on them.
year.
But
No,
I mean,
what
you
I'm
know,
you know what I
saying
mean?
is
I
that's the
expect them to
way
be in
the
the playoffs, though, real
NFL
shit.
works. There were years that Cam Newton didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Michael
but
Michael
their
Vick, when he was in
their-
Atlanta, didn't make the playoffs in back-to-back years. And y'all talking about how great he is.
But this is
Who?
why I say
Michael Vick experience.
Houston has more. Their expectations is playoffs, bro.
Their expectation is
is
win that sorry-ass division. That's their expectation.
hell no.
Just
They've
like
been in
Tampa
the
Bay. Just like Tampa Bay.
Win 10
Win
games.
that trash-ass division.
Get 10 games,
That's
win
it.
this
They sat
division.
here. They sat
Because
here and
think
went to
about
the
it. Hold on,
divisional
think about-
round,
no,
lost to
wait.
B-More.
Think about it
Went
for
to
a
the
second.
divisional round, lost to
Think
KC.
about it for a second. If Houston, if the playoffs was happening today, and Houston was playing the Ravens, would you pick Houston?
Exactly,
I
bro.
don't-
Come
If
on,
they were
bro.
playing Kansas City, would you pick Houston?
I would.
I would.
If they were
I
playing
like that
Denver,
matchup.
would you pick Houston? If they were playing Buffalo, would you pick Houston?
But we seen these
I'm not
games.
picking against
and we
Denver.
seen
That's what
them.
I'm saying. So there's no expectation because we know that the Texans shouldn't beat these teams. Now, if Buffalo lost to Houston, that's a disappointment.
Then we'd be like, that's a
Yeah.
disappointment. Absolutely.
Like if Tampa Bay beats
Absolutely.
the Rams next year in the playoffs, that's a shock. If the Rams beat Tampa, that's business as usual.
I don't know about that one.
So you
That's because
telling
you
me?
love bake, but if you be real about it, 'cause we do
So
the
you
real.
telling me? So you telling me?
'Cause I'm just
if
saying, though, I
Houston-
mean,
if
bruh.
Houston wins a divisional round this year, if Houston goes into the divisional round, wins a divisional round, makes it the AFC Championship game, lose the
fuck
AFC
Houston,
Championship
bro.
Then
game.
their
That's not
expectations
exceeded
start the next
expectations?
year. You can't change the expectation in the middle. Like if they win if they win the divisional game, you can't go, all right, y'all got to make the Super Bowl now.
Yeah, but if you've been to 2 divisional games since your quarterback has hit in the
Bro,
league, ain't your
fuck
expectations
Houston, bro.
AFC Championship game?
I don't even know what you're saying to me right now.
What you mean?
No.
bro? If
fuck
I made it
Houston,
to
bro.
the divisional
You
round,
just hating on a team in your division. That's all you
it's
doing
not
right
hate,
now.
bro. It ain't hate, bro. It ain't hate, bro. It's real
Like, what's
shit.
your expectation,
It's all right, bro.
motherfucker? Since we talking about expectations, what's the Colts' expectation?
Make the playoffs, win the division, make the playoffs, bro.
And if
Win the
y'all
Is
division-
that their
Don't get
expectations right now, or is that your wish list?
no, that's the expectations. Is playoff.
And
or
guess
bust.
Joe
what?
Flacco
And guess
slapping
what?
the Browns.
If y'all
Expectation
don't
this year
make the
is playoff or
playoffs,
bust.
and if y'all
Who-
don't
who's
make the
y'all backup,
playoffs, you
Lisa?
know what people gonna say? Told you they was trash.
Who's y'all backup? Because Flacco signed with the
Anthony
Browns.
Richardson.
Fucking
They got
Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
Jones.
Anthony
Richardson
Richardson is the backup quarterback.
Danny Pennies. All right, I didn't know
Daniel
that.
Jones
Okay.
might be starting before the season over.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's
That's
crazy.
Stop
embarrassing.
it.
That's embarrassing, my nigga.
Stop it.
That's
He
I don't know
shouldn't
why
even
y'all
be-
keep. I don't know why y'all keep swinging this
He shouldn't even be in
Indiana
the league.
Well,
Jones.
Two teams
I
a game
just hope
opportunity.
that-
He
well,
shouldn't
well,
be
I
in the
know
Vanilla
that-
Vic.
I know he's been working out with Josh Allen's coach or whatever, but all I need is for that man to do some cardio because I don't want him getting out of shape during the season.
I think
Yeah.
he gonna be all right, bro. He gonna
I have a
be
package for him to run the ball. He do run the ball well.
Steve McNair,
If
bro.
that man comes in and takes
See what I'm saying? You
AR's
say
job,
stuff like
bro.
that.
Bro, Steve
You
McNair
say
was sweet,
stuff
bro.
like that.
Steve McNair was sweet, bro. Stop playing with me, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steve
Danny
McNair.
Pennies is
Steve
not.
There ain't nothing that Anthony
Steve Mc-
Richardson has done
Steve
to make you
McNair-
think that he can be Steve McNair.
Pull up
Steve
his
McNair
fourth
can
quarters,
complete a
bro.
5-yard
Pull up,
pass.
pull
He
up
got
his
melanin
fourth
in his skin.
quarters.
That's all.
You pull up A-Rod's fourth quarters, bro, since he's entered the league, bro, and that's all I need to say, bro.
That motherfucker closer to Geno Smith than he is to damn Steve
Stop it.
McNair.
Bro, Geno
what
Smith
the-
is way
And that's a
better.
high
than Anthony
ceiling.
Richardson.
Nigga, fuck that.
That's a
That's
high
I can
ceiling.
get
That's
Tavares
A-Rod.
Jackson, nigga.
That's the
Yeah,
AR hate.
yeah. More, yeah,
Yeah,
Joe
everybody-
Webb,
everybody
nigga.
gets
You need to
like
talk about
that.
niggas like Joe Webb when you talk about
Yeah,
niggas
Joe
like Anthony Richardson. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
sitting there giving that AR hate. That's all that is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
better talk about, you
Nigga
better
said,
talk about Anthony Richardson as
man.
the next Spurgeon win.
It's all good though.
Yeah, Spurgeon.
When he show out, all y'all
Nigga
gonna
Rodney
have y'all
Pete
mouth.
out there.
When
All
he
y'all,
shows out, if he shows out and all
Rodney
that
P.
stuff, I will say, you know what, Lethal, you were right, and I won't
You
lose an
prove
ounce
me
of sleep
wrong.
over it.
That's what's gonna
Please
happen.
prove me
Like,
wrong.
I won't
prove me
lose an
wrong.
ounce of sleep over it.
But with that being said, though, so we've talked about Anthony Richardson, man.
Who measures
I
sleep in
want to talk about
ounces?
Michael Penix.
Uh-oh.
I think the Falcons are going to contend now for the NFC South, but I still think that the Buccaneers are going to be in the mix to win that division. But I think the Falcons are going to be a very interesting football team next season.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think all I wanted to say was I think that Michael Penix is going to be everything that we thought he was going to be, and Falcons definitely ready to open that shit up for sure in the South.
yeah, bro. That's a playoff team right there, bro.
I don't know
Can they
about
just get rid
playoff
of
team.
Michael? Can they get
But
rid of
guess,
Kyle
but
Pitts,
guess
please?
what? Their expectation ain't to go to no damn NFC Championship game.
It's not.
Can they get
but
rid of Kyle Pitts,
At least their
please?
expectation is playoffs.
We'll take them. 5th rounder. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a 6.
I don't even know about the playoffs. I just want the Falcons to not blow games. Start there.
Oh no, we're not sleeping on Bama Bryce, dog. No sleeping on Bama Bryce.
No,
ever.
I'm not sleeping on Carolina at all. Like, you
Okay,
know what I'm saying?
so out of that division, out of the South, between the Bucks, Saints, Falcons, and Carolina, who gets 11 wins?
None of them.
If I had to pick a team in the NFC South to get 11 wins, I would say the Buccaneers got the best chance to win 11 wins out that season. Out that division.
I say none of them. The winner of that division is going to be 10-7, 9-8. Motherfucker might be 8-9.
I'm picking the Saints again. I don't give a shit.
Man, bro, put Spencer Rattler on the field, gang. That's all I gotta say,
I'm
bro.
picking the Saints again, the 3rd year in a row. I don't give a damn. Fuck it. Make it happen.
Would y'all rather
Falcons
see
please
Shador
get
on the
rid
Saints
of
or
Kyle
Jackson Dart
Pitts?
on the Saints?
Shador who? Jackson Dart?
On the Saints, yeah.
They saying Dart.
Maybe Shador because it's a dome.
They saying that Dart could go before Shador.
Dart might go
Man,
to New
bro.
York. Dart might go to New
I'm
York.
not to get mad, bro. The Shador,
Well,
Go to
like,
New York.
I think
It's
you know what I
respect
think
to
though.
Shador.
So you remember a couple of months ago I told y'all that y'all were being racist against Jokic and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all doing the reverse with Shador.
We're doing reverse racism.
Like, no, I think
Reverse racism.
Like I think sometimes we do what Shador, what Lethal does with Richardson. Like we want Shador to be this great, but like Rez was saying earlier, there were some things that Shador left to be desired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you
like,
got the worst
But
offensive line in the nation.
Are we being like everybody else? Well, not saying like
Colorado didn't run the ball at all. They one dimensional. Every team
Right.
don't drop back and pass. So like to me,
right.
I don't know where the Shador hate comes from or the being very critical. He won all the awards. He showed up every single game. He's been doing this since Jackson State.
Because
it's not like
colleges
came on the scene one time and just did something good. Like,
but
college is different than the NFL. Tim
he's
Tebow
better
won the
than all these
Heisman.
quarterbacks that are playing currently though.
Tim
in the
Tebow
draft.
Tim Tebow won the Heisman.
I feel you. I'm just saying that you couldn't put the table.
The name.
Those guys are not Shador's
the
level.
name. It's because
At
the
all.
name, bro.
But they're making it seem like they're close. They're not
It's
close.
because the name.
Dart is not close to Shador Sanders.
I don't know.
I think
Dart's pretty good.
talent-wise, yeah,
I think Dart's pretty good. I'm not saying that he's better than Shador or not. I'm just saying I think he's pretty good.
On what team is he going to be good?
Like,
Again,
he reminds me a lot of Bo Nix.
If he was on a team that's really good already, then you have me. He's going to a terrible team.
Maybe. What if he goes to the Steelers?
Right.
That might not be a bad pickup.
What if he goes to LA?
Well, I'm saying though, the lower that he goes, they're helping him. They're helping Shador. The lower he goes,
I would love.
Well, I was talking about Jackson Dart. I would love
Shador at the Steelers.
I think Shador will be probably better in a system where he has a little more time than he had in college.
Top 5,
and he's way more accurate than a lot of these guys. And he has better anticipation throws. They know
I
a
would
lot of these
love
guys.
Shador at the Steelers.
I would rather Shador
love Shador at the
slide
Steelers.
out the top
Because
10.
you're being racist.
No, I'm not. This is
No,
why I
not
say that.
you.
Oh, whoever. This is why I
Man,
say
Red,
this.
Red's trying to keep that black coach employed.
I'd
man,
rather
DEI.
Shador slide because he will go to a better team the further he go down the draft the
Right.
board. So
It
it'll
worked
be
for Lamar.
better and beneficial for him to actually fall out the top 10.
It
That'd be
worked for
crazy.
Lamar. It worked for Lamar.
Hey, it is what it is. I just know wherever he
That's what I'm
go, they gonna
All right.
get a steal. I remember I said that shit
So
too.
Lethal, if you had the chance to get Shador, would you take him over AR?
I would, bro.
Okay.
Not just
You'll
to be
take
not just
Shador
to be,
over Steve McNair?
not just because of the
Could have
name,
been
bro.
better.
Not just because of the name, but because what Shador stands for as being a quarterback, and even with him being like how he be like flashy and shit, he knows how to lead as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
He knows
cover your
the
ears, Cups. What
he
if
got the
what if
IQ.
Shador goes to Minnesota?
That's tough. That'd be sweet
He
too.
couldn't go to Minnesota. He wouldn't go to
That'd be
Minnesota. That's
sweet,
not
bro.
going to happen.
If he
That's
falls
what
to
draft
Minnesota, I think they have no choice.
They're not going to draft him after they just took JJ. It was like
Yeah, I
the
can't see
11th,
that.
10th, or
But
11th
but
pick.
you see,
That's
y'all,
not going to
but
happen.
people are
They let
failing
Sam
to
Darnold
realize
walk.
JJ still is coming off of an injury, and he's not all the way in football shape, bro. So
They
Uh-huh.
just
That's
let
what I'm
who's to
Sam
saying,
sit
bro.
there?
They didn't. It's not like they signed McCarthy. I mean, they let their other quarterback go, and
They just
they
let-
verbally committed,
Right.
but they still been dangling around the fact that Aaron Rodgers. They just now came out and said that Aaron Rodgers might not sign with them, and that still might
No,
not.
they said that.
He still might be able to sign
No,
it.
they said that months ago, bro. Months ago, they said they're not going after Aaron Rodgers. Months ago.
But it's
They
still,
bro, they just now confirmed that they said that
They may
that's
have
probably not going to happen.
no. What it is that they keep asking them the same questions. But the Vikings said months ago that they were not going after Aaron Rodgers.
but even still,
Right,
though,
bro.
bro.
Team say
JJ
everything, but
McCarthy.
So what teams need a
thing was out
quarterback right now?
Besides the main people we know,
Tennessee is
They're
going to
not,
take
the
Cam
Vikings are
Ward
not
more
going
than
to take
likely.
him. That doesn't
you
make
already
sense.
know Tennessee, Giants, Cleveland, maybe at bat Raiders still. You know what I'm saying? Just even with because the age of Geno.
Tennessee.
You know what I'm saying?
So with the Jets taking Justin Fields, does that take them out of the quarterback race?
It
Yes.
would, but based off of age,
The
just
first
because
the first round quarterback race.
Okay, so
yeah,
New Orleans
possibly needs a quarterback also. We could still take a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not taking a quarterback in the first round.
I know we not,
Pittsburgh.
but I'm just saying. Pittsburgh, LA, Rams can still take a quarterback.
Rams take a quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? Seattle, maybe.
Cubs just need Hendon Hooker to go somewhere.
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what I'm
Free the
saying?
gang, bro. Free my nigga Hendon Hooker, bro.
He can play too.
So
Josh Johnson.
so his team, that's why I look
Johnson.
at it now. Like it's like, bro, for Shador, yeah, bro. If he falls out the top 10, that's just a better
Seattle,
situation.
okay.
If he goes to Pittsburgh, clutch. If he goes to LA, clutch.
Is it though?
Yes, bro. Because think about this.
Pittsburgh is the one.
He
Is
has
it, though?
he has
Yes.
weapons to throw
Shador
to.
with Arthur Smith?
No, look,
Shador
listen,
with DK Metcalf,
George
Hey,
With
Pickens,
George
Arthur
Pickens?
Smith at the controls?
Fryermuth.
Having
You know what I'm
Arthur
saying?
Smith control your offense is like having Trump with access to the button.
I think
But they
Mike
need. But that's the thing.
Tomlin
But
probably
the
gets
pieces
more.
are there. They just have to get rid of Arthur Smith.
I think Mike Tomlin will probably let Shador kind of like help pick out the coordinator.
Why?
After they fire Arthur Smith.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
That's
Don't
your franchise.
Don't you got to
bro.
prove yourself before you can pick offensive coordinators?
He would if he's the guy, he would have input. He wouldn't be able to pick the guy, but he'd have input.
Comfortability matters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What are you
what if
doing?
my OC doesn't put my quarterback in the best situations, or
Then
or
all it
plans
shows
the
is
game?
that Mike Tomlin still don't know how to pick offensive coordinators.
That's why Shador has a say.
No, that's
I
not why.
believe.
It's only so long company men can pretend.
Wow.
Hey, come on
I
now.
love it.
That's tough.
Hove line for everything.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like,
Would
I
y'all
like-
rather Shador sit a whole year on
No.
a good team.
No,
on a
he's
good
ready
No,
to
I
play
think,
right
I
No,
now.
think Shador can play.
like, no,
Shador can play
look,
out the gate.
hold on, let me break it down.
No.
Like, say he went
No,
to the
the answer
Rams.
is no. No matter what you say, the answer is no.
You want him to start.
I want him to
Yes.
start.
He's much
He's
more.
a pro. He's
he-
battle tested. He's
So
ready.
I'm not
so
saying
Shador
he's not
Shador
pro
is the
ready.
opposite of Anthony Richardson in this regard.
I'm
The-
not saying
the
he's
main-
not pro ready. What I'm saying is based off of like if he went, like I said, if he went to the Rams and sat in Sean McVay and sat behind Matt Stafford for a year, how much more
Behind
impactful
Matt
would that be
Stafford,
on his
absolutely.
career? You know what I'm saying? Versus just him starting out the gate on a sorry team and have to build it up versus get a time to actually just sit back, learn some more from a McVay's great, Stafford's great. You know what I'm saying? The offense is already set up to succeed for the quarterback.
Shador can't go to a sorry team.
No, tell the Rams to go draft Kyle McCord later. Leave Shador alone.
Shador can't go to a sorry team. Shador, it would kill Shador's spirit, but just the way he shows up on the field, he would be crushed for the way he plays the game on a sorry team.
Damn, it'll kill his spirit.
No, because like think about the guys who we lose early, right? These guys that come out like, oh man, like they're real flashy. They play the game with a whole lot of passion and yada yada yada. And
Like
they're getting
Johnny
crushed.
Manziel.
They're getting crushed for 2 years and they're being flashy. That turns a city turns against those players really quickly.
If he went to
I kinda agree, but I
Cleveland,
don't know.
does he have a better chance to succeed in
I don't know.
Cleveland or New York?
I thought of Shador.
I don't
as
think
the
Carolina
type
ever
that-
turned on Cam.
I thought Shador was the type that you just put him somewhere
Pan-
and he just think that he's going to win.
But the Panthers, Cam was different with the Panthers because the Panthers weren't a terrible team when he got there.
What?
They had a defense. Did they not win? Did they not make it?
Did they not have the
the?
what are the number one
It was
overall
14.
pick?
Tell us stuff. You always tell us how terrible. Oh my God! You always tell us how
It's
terrible
14.
Carolina Panthers offense was. Don't you always
They
say
were
that?
2-14.
Yeah,
They
2
were
and
a
14,
bad
yes.
team,
They
bro.
were a bad team, but they always had a good defense. They had a
Hold on,
good
let's go back to
defense.
this defense. Hold on, let's go back to this defense.
So they
What
didn't-
year
okay,
was
so-
Luke Kuechly? Bro,
Oh
what
my
year was
God.
Luke Kuechly drafted? What
Let's
year
go
was
back
Luke
to this
Kuechly
Carolina
drafted, bro?
Down,
Oh my
geez.
God! Oh my God!
This is
Holy
insane.
What year was
shit.
Luke
What is-
Kuechly drafted, bro?
This is. I don't remember those numbers. You know I don't remember those numbers. You just don't do that.
Panthers.
I'm just saying, bro.
Julius
if
Peppers
you-
was a Bear in 2010. He was either a Bear or a Packer in 2010.
So Cam
Panthers-
single-handedly.
What
led
are
the
we
team to the
talking
playoffs
about?
with no other people on the team. Yes
Guy.
or no?
Hey y'all.
Yes or
We
no?
got
For
We got
one,
Bucks
they
and
didn't make the
Pistons tied
playoffs
at
their first year.
They went
Bucks
8
To
and
and
your
8.
Pistons
point,
tied at 96.
they were
went
not
8
a
and 8
good
first
team.
year.
They had the number one overall pick. Cam's first year, they still didn't make the playoffs. I think they only won like 6 games.
They
No, they
won
was
4.
8.
They won 4.
Oh, there was 4. I thought they went 8
Come
and 8
on,
his rookie
bro.
year.
I think they went 4-12.
They were
Okay.
not good at all. John
So that's what I'm
Fox-
saying. All right,
this
so
is
for
a John Fox
Shador,
led team too.
what-
They were super
if he
trash.
goes to what team between
In
the
what year?
Browns
In
and the
what year did they
Giants
go to the
for
play? Did they go to
Shador?
the Super Bowl? What year was the MVP
It was
year?
2015.
Cam was a Super Bowl. He was an MVP and a Super Bowl runner-up in year 4 in 2015. He was drafted in
In year-
2011. He went
year
to the Super
4.
Bowl in 2015.
Okay, so let's walk
And he
through
still
it.
went to the
were-
playoffs
when
before
Cam
that.
They were
came-
6-10. They were 6
Was
and
Cam
10.
rookie of the year
Yes, he was
Yes.
on a 4-12
rookie
team.
year.
Yes, he was.
He did that.
or
shit.
12 team? Okay,
Yeah, they won. They
So
won
he's a-
6. My bad. I messed that up. They won 6.
They
okay,
won, 6 games.
Two
okay.
more,
So they won 6 games his
2
first
more
year.
games than what they
And then
finished
they
with.
won
right?
7 the second year.
So they went from 4 to 6. Okay, they won 7 the
Then
second
they
year.
went
Then what?
12.
Yeah, 2013 was the first year they made the
And
playoffs.
they
they
won
won
7 the
12.
year after that.
And then they went 15-1 in 2015.
I think there might have been another year. Hold on, let me look.
And then
real quick.
2016, they was a good team. 2017, they was a good
So-
team. They fell off.
so they
2018
went-
was when they fell off.
So they went. Hold up, real quick. So they went. Motherfucker. Stupid ass computer. Okay, so they went 6 and 10 his rookie year. They went 7 and 9 the year after that. They went 12 and 4. They went 7, 8 and 1. And then my computer. Okay, then they went 15 and 1 the year after that. That was the Super Bowl year. The year after the Super Bowl, they went 6 and 10. Then they went 11 and 5.
2017.
And then they went 7-9 in 2018.
And that's when it fell off.
And then he went to the Patriots in 19 or
2020.
20. Okay, so in
2020.
2019 they went 5-11.
And that's why I said about the teams, bro. If he goes to the Browns versus going to the Giants, which team does he have a better chance of succeeding with based off of how solid he is?
Neither.
Because
I mean, granted, the
if you
Giants
look
do
at
have
Cleveland,
Malik Neighbors. The Giants do have Malik Neighbors, but
and
I don't
Cleveland got
trust
Jerry
that
Jeudy.
leadership to put a team around them.
Me neither.
I think the Giants are a better team defensively than the Browns. I think that even though Kevin Stefanski is a good offensive coach,
They got Myles Garrett.
You can say that they got Myles Garrett. Okay, cool. The Giants still have better players. I
The
feel like
Giants
at
still
every
have
other level
Kayvon
of the field.
Thibodeau. The Giants
And
still
they
have
still got Brian Burns. They still got Dexter Lawrence. What we talking about?
Yeah, they still got. Hold on, what's my man name? Hold on. Deontay Banks.
They got Deontay Banks, and they just signed I think they just signed a safety out the jump. But regardless, I think they still have a better defensive unit in Cleveland. I think that even though Kevin Stefanski is a good offensive coach, I think I like Brian Daboll and the offense that the Giants are currently putting out there, along with the competition in the division. I think that Shador going to the Giants is just a better situation than what it would be in Cleveland. I just don't think.
Well, if you're talking about the competition in the division, I don't know, because I mean you still got Dak, Jaden, and Jalen Hurts. So you know what I mean, that's still competition.
I just still think that, but compared to who else are we talking about him going to the Giants or the Browns? Compared to
Cam Ward
facing up against Cleveland and the Ravens and the Bengals, the NFC East has definitely had way more parity in having good teams. While having good teams, I think the NFC East has had way more parity than the AFC North had, and the AFC North has powerhouses everywhere. I mean, they're pretty consistent.
Yeah, but true. But in the North, the Browns in the North, they do have edge on some of their teams in their division.
Think so.
If they have shit, bro. If you look at, they got a couple edges.
You're still talking about the Cleveland Browns, bro.
You keep saying it.
They just all play each other tough.
Hold on, time out. Let me tell you how this works, Lethal. Let me tell you how this works. You say, hey, the Browns got edges. I say, what edges? You can't say, bro, they got a couple of edges. Tell me what the edges are.
From my personal witness of it,
from whatever you want to call it.
I mean, shit, I look at it like they play good with Ravens. The Ravens is a good matchup for them. They do have the edge. I don't know. It's just shit. I don't know. Just like Clown Town got the edge on us right now. You know what I'm saying? And we got the edge on Tennessee.
The last time the Ravens played the Browns, it was like 40-17 or something like
easy call.
But think about this, like just how Joe Burrow sucks against the Steelers, but he played hard against the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the Ravens who that goes tough against the Steelers. You know what I'm saying?
They just play each other tough in the division. That's all.
Yeah, they're split in the division. That's all.
It's like us with the Cardinals. Like the Cardinals always seem to have really good games against us. Like I never understand
familiarity.
It'd be unbelievable. I'm like,
and the Browns be fucking with the Steelers too. Not opening week, but later on.
That's just because of Arthur Smith and Matt Canada. That's why.
So yeah, I feel like Shador would definitely fit better in New York. Just like I said, the NFC East is just way too up and down. I mean, you don't know who's gonna come out that jump. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the AFC North is just a little more tightly contested.
I feel it. I'd rather Shador drop though, just because I'd rather see him in a better situation.
I think Shador has the personality for New York, but if it goes badly, it's going to go really bad. And I want him to have a chance.
If he gets the jump start, would be the Saints. The jump start.
But I think at this point though, it'll be
the Saints.
I don't think it'll be for him. I don't think it'll be as venomous as it was towards Daniel Jones. I think if anything, there'll be venom towards the front office for not putting a team around him, because I don't think they'll turn on him in the way, because I don't think it's going to be his performance based why the Giants is not doing well.
But that's the thing. Daniel Jones, it didn't get venomous about Daniel Jones until like 4 or 5 years in. Dude was trash like the whole time he was there. And they was
Yeah,
like,
but they
oh, no,
hated
just give him
they
another
hated
year.
Daniel Jones with the number 6 pick. They hated him for that, and they also hated the front office
They
for
hated
signing
him
him.
until they loved him. They hated the trick. Once he got on the field, they stood behind that white boy.
But you don't pay. But
no,
the Giants
I'm
don't sit
saying-
here and pay Russell that type of money and expect him not to be the starter. So if you draft Shador, either way, if he goes to the Giants, he's gonna sit.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
You don't
He's
pay
not.
Russell. You don't pay Russell 1 year, 21 M's and not expect this man to start.
If you
Bro, that's
draft
just to make
Shador,
sure
you're
that you
bringing the
got a
show to
quarterback,
town.
bro. That's just the.
But they
that's just
got
the number
Jameis
for a
Winston.
quarterback.
They still signed Jameis Winston to 13
If you draft Shador, you know what show you bringing to town. You're bringing the Sanders brand to town. You're bringing the showboating to town. That's not time to play conservative. You bring him. You bring what comes with him. He's playing.
Right. So you okay with sitting here? You'll draft Shador as your 3rd overall pick. No, I'm saying like you drafted Shador as your 3rd overall pick. You got your backup quarterback paying $21 million, and then you still have another 3rd string quarterback in Jameis, who is still another backup that you're paying $13 million, but you're gonna go with the rookie still. Like
No, which tells me that they're not drafting quarterback in the first round.
that's why I say Shador's not going to the Giants.
That's what it tells
He's
me.
gonna end up falling to probably the Saints.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to the Giants either.
But we've
Okay,
also
with the
seen the
Giants.
Falcons do this. I mean, the Giants might be doing this to a lesser degree. I mean, they're not wasting nearly as much money.
Yeah, but the Falcons won't. They didn't have to. They didn't have to jump
We're not
up
talking
or
about what they
nor
had
they.
to do. We talking about what they did do. We talking about what their plan of action was, how they executed it, and we said in the beginning, if this doesn't work out, the Falcons are going to have to be okay. Not they might be okay or it might work out. Like, no, bro. If this doesn't work, they're gonna have to be okay with eating that money, and they're showing us that they are okay with, because they had the opportunity to trade Kirk Cousins.
True,
They
but
did.
they also was in a position where they knew they was going to get Penix at that spot.
That's okay. Just go ahead and make
So they
cereal.
So
already
what
knew
happened?
they didn't have. They knew they was going to get Penix at that spot. So for them, it was just like
So that was still a
that
terrible
was
draft
not,
pick.
bro. That was a perfect
I
draft
think it
pick
was
for
a
them.
terrible free agency signing. I think drafting Michael Penix was the right thing to do.
It was,
Right.
circumstantially, it was terrible. It's what made it terrible was signing Kirk Cousins to a $100 million deal and then
But you
drafting a
got your
quarterback
insurance
8th.
policy. But
That
you got
made
your
no
That's the
insurance
quarterback
policy.
though.
No, it's not an insurance. You don't pay $100 million for
And
insurance policy.
with him learning from Kirk early, and then we saw when he got his chance, he wasn't bad. He was never
What are you gonna
bad.
learn from Kirk but to throw interceptions?
Like just like everybody else say, you learn from niggas' mistakes.
Man,
They still didn't anticipate Kirk Cousins getting
They
hurt,
should have
but at
brought
the same
Kirk
time,
Cousins
I
down,
mean,
period,
they
point blank.
needed a quarterback,
It
and
was
Michael Penix was the
straight
best.
bullshit.
And they
Circumstantially,
said Michael Penix was still
it
looking
was a
at
terrible pick.
during training camp and all. They said even the players in the locker room were saying Michael Penix is definitely going to be a him. Like he has it. You know what I'm
So
saying?
they should not have drafted Michael Penix.
No, I'm saying
They should have. So you have to think as a GM, right? And this, I'm talking like just like logically. The GM, there's certain things like there's a decision tree, right? And on the decision tree, if we do this, we can't do this. $100 of cap money and then draft somebody else that
I
is the
think
backup to the person we paid $100 million. It doesn't make sense.
but you knew he was coming
I would
off the
say
injury.
that the signing is the word. I would say that the signing, because again, I think it was a bad signing, regardless if they was going to draft a quarterback or not. I think that them taking Kirk Cousins in free agency was something that they felt like they had to do because they felt like they had a weak division and a team that could compete. But they also wanted to make sure that they secure their future with a draft pick with a quarterback. They fully expected Kirk Cousins to play that entire season. And if Kirk Cousins hadn't gotten hurt when he did, they probably would have played a little bit better. I mean, they played worse down the stretch because he was hurt. So
no, they played bad because of his ass. He didn't
Because
throw
he was hurt.
like 8 weeks straight.
I mean, like that's what we said because Kirk was
this
coming
nigga was
up, like
playing
you
like
said.
pure shit.
Kurt was coming
but
off
regardless
an
if they
injury.
would have signed Kirk Cousins or not, they would have. I still think
They were still
taking
going to
Michael
draft
Penix was the right. I mean, it was the only move that they had.
Yeah, I would have drafted Michael Penix too, but you don't bring Kirk Cousins there without receivers. Their number one receiver was Mooney and Ray
McLeod.
When they had Drake London and Kyle Pitts, bro.
McLeod.
Hey,
Don't say that name.
Y'all keep it flowing. I got to roll, y'all.
Word.
I
All right,
appreciate
shout out to
you, bro.
2-5, man.
Shout out to
All right.
2-5.
I don't trust Cal Pitts. We already seen Cal Pitts.
Not at all.
I mean, to me, I'm just not going to. And Drake London. I mean, he's to me.
Drake's sweet, bro.
He's to me. I'm cool.
Like that's what I'm saying though.
He's not top 20 to me.
You haven't seen. You haven't got a chance to
like
see
that.
the best. But that's what I'm saying. You haven't got the chance to see the best of Drake London because now he hasn't got a chance to work with a real legit quarterback until Penix came in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now Penix, like they got a real nigga at the helm, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I like Penix. I thought Penix was still in the first quarterback in the draft last year.
Penix
said that numerous times. Michael Penix
will have a better
quarterback drafted last year.
I said last year that I thought Penix would be very good. I still think he's very good. I just don't like signing Kirk Cousins.
I feel the same way about Shador, the same way I felt about Penix. The same way I feel about Penix this year, I feel like Shador's number one guy.
Right, but that's why I say I'd rather Shador slide in the draft because he'll go to a better team and have a better situation to be able to start off. Because if he, like I said, the jump start for him would be the Saints. Because there's still some talent out there as far as on the offensive line side. Yeah. You got Kellen Moore, who's proven as a decent OC. As far as head coach, we don't know yet. But as far as OC, he knows how to call the game. He knows how to put some players in the right position. As far as their defense, it's going to be trash. The O-line the O-line is decent enough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he will be fine. He'll be in the dome. He has a better chance to have a good season and not be killed if he was to have to go to Cleveland or New York.
I agree.
If he goes to the Steelers, it's still a big win. It's a win if he makes it to the Steelers also, just because based off of what the Steelers have on the offensive side as far as weaponry, as far as the passing game. He got two outside niggas. He got a tight end. All they need now is to get a running back.
I also like Shador because I like Shador with Pittsburgh as well because they have a culture.
Right.
True.
Shador needs to come into a team with a culture.
Agreed. He got that freestyle and shit. You never know what that nigga might do.
Right. I love Shador. I love Shador in a secure situation where he has like he's not the loudest voice in the locker room.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't want that kid as the loudest voice in the locker room. Anyone that I want Caleb Williams as the loudest voice in the locker room.
100.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question though. Has anybody signed Taysom Hill?
I don't think so.
I think the Saints didn't bring him back. That's all
I mean, he probably ended up still back at this. He
a free agent?
Yeah, I think the Saints gonna let him go.
Oh, I thought he still was under that quarterback deal for H-back.
I don't think they brought him back. Let me check. I'll be double checked. I thought they said they cut ties with him because they were trying to, that's why Derek Carr came out and said what he said about being.
Yeah, bro. I think he's still on the team.
Taysom Hill, bro.
Let me see.
Taysom Hill made more money than Christian McCaffrey.
Taysom Hill is Troy Brown.
Taysom Hill made more money than Saquon Barkley.
That shit crazy.
I'll take Taysom Hill over Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think he's still on the team.
He might be. I don't know. Let me see.
They're paying Taysom Hill $18 million on things every year to be the H-back.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Dogs.
Now you're a free agent.
You're a free agent?
You're a free agent. It says Saints free agent Taysom Hill. Yeah. He might go play. They saying with the Broncos.
I'm in San Francisco. Be our backup tight end, bro.
You know Sean Payton love
backup tight end.
I think Tyler Warren is
He's not starting over George Kittle.
Backup tight end is crazy, bro.
He's not starting over George Kittle.
This draft gonna be exciting.
No, it's the fact that you said put him at a tight end.
Yeah, he can play tight end.
Taysom Hill, yeah.
Tight end?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played this year.
On the
That's
line?
pretty much what he does.
Coming off the line?
He played this year tight end. Every time he got on, he caught a touchdown.
Y'all sure it won't like just the slot receiver?
For the most part.
I'm saying tight end.
Bro, he was not playing slot receiver, bro.
He was not playing slot receiver.
Okay, that's like fullback. That's different.
Like
that's not a tight end. That's not a tight end.
It is though. No. If you look on the fantasy jump, he played tight end. I had him at my tight end.
It's a glorified fullback / tight end position.
Yeah,
H-back.
it's like when the Redskins had what's Cuz's name? Damn,
Riggs.
Chris Cooley.
Cooley,
Chris Cooley, yeah, for sure.
Same thing.
Well, Chris Cooley was actually a tight end.
I'm telling
He
you,
also
Taysom
played
Hill.
fullback.
I mean,
He was
yeah, they
listed.
put him. They put
He was
in
listed as
that
a dual
system.
player.
Yeah, in that
He played
in that
tight end last year.
system. Yeah, in that system, Chris Cooley was. You know what I'm saying? You'll see him at fullback and stuff, but like his main position was a tight end.
We'd find so much cool stuff to do with him.
Yeah, real talk. He one of y'all type of guys too.
Yeah, he is one of our guys. I'd like.
But
Yeah.
y'all going secondary for which y'all first pick.
Oh yeah, no, we
I
either
think
go
the rookies
secondary,
played well
edge
last year, though,
rusher,
for sure.
edge rusher, or secondary.
Y'all secondary played well compared to how many young guys you
Dog,
had.
yeah, dog. And I kept saying that all
You
throughout the
kept
season.
saying that,
Like,
yeah.
dog,
I started
dog,
watching them more and more when you said it too.
Yeah, our secondary is playing so well considering all of these rookies playing, dog. Mustafa's gonna be a monster. Mustafa will be a monster.
That's number 3, ain't it?
6.
Oh, he's 6. Yeah, okay.
He'll get better for sure.
He's sweet.
Yeah.
He's sweet.
He's
I think the Ufunga loss. I'm like, I was surprised they didn't try to bring him back, even though he was hurt.
But we had Tyre Brown was playing, but like they had people taking minutes from. That's why it was so hard for him to get back in the lineup.
Okay,
Even after because like people were taking minutes from him.
Y'all need Nick Bosa to come back into Nick Bosa form. He been a little on the quiet side.
Right after he put that hat on, bro. Put that hat on. For that damn season.
Hell yeah.
He put that hat on. It's crazy.
Every time somebody put that hat on, it goes bad.
Not
Kanye,
Tom.
put the hat on.
Shout out, when I say shout out Kanye West.
Tom put
Tom
that
didn't
on.
put the hat on. Tom didn't put
Tom
the
had
hat
the hat
on.
in his locker.
Oh, yeah, in his locker. He didn't put it
He had
on,
his
though.
locker. He had it in the cut too. They didn't really realize it until like a reporter caught it one time.
Yeah, but that's not shocking, though.
No, I'm not shocked. Him and Drew Brees. I'm not shocked.
Does
for
Shiloh
sure.
Sanders make it into the 4th round?
No. I think he goes like maybe 7 for undrafted.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
So all buff. Do y'all feel like all the buffs? The only
I
person.
think Horn might be probably the most surprising one out of all of them.
I
Will Shepard and Horn, bro.
I like Horn, fam.
Like
Sure.
Will Shepard and Horn.
Because it's what?
Yeah, I like Will Shepard too.
It's 8 Colorado players coming into the draft this year. Does all 8 of them get drafted?
No.
That's a good question. I doubt it.
They ain't the Miami Hurricanes, bro. No, bro.
Nah, Dion just did a good job of selling that shit, man. You guys gotta know what some ism. He just did a great job of selling that shit, dog.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it. He's bringing in.
Put him where he's supposed to be put at.
He has 3 receivers if you don't include Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? You got Jimmy Horn, you got Shep, you got Webster right there alone. You know what I'm saying? And then if you include Travis, that's 4 receivers and a quarterback. He also has Shiloh which is a safety.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I think a linebacker too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a linebacker, Bentley, and I think a D tackle.
Like too.
You know what I'm saying? So
you might be right though.
Realistically, all the buffs might actually do get drafted. I'm not saying they're, you know what I'm saying, all of them gonna be in each round or whatever, but at least Jimmy is definitely the 2nd to 3rd round easy.
He'll be a steal.
Shepard's gonna be probably a late 3rd round or late 2nd, you know, early 3rd, late 2nd. Webster's probably definitely gonna be in the 3rd round, early 4th. Shiloh might actually make it to the early 4th, late 3rd, give or take to the 5th also.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other 2, 6, 7. I think all buffs get drafted this year, bro.
What's all Shiloh?
I think the Cowboys might pick up Shiloh on the sneak tip.
I said it too, bro. I said Naptown. I love Shiloh, bro. Shiloh, I love it.
What's all Shiloh?
Huh?
What are Shiloh's measurables?
He ran a 4.5.
I don't even know.
He ran a 4.5 on his 40. He ran a 4.5.
4.5?
4.5 is a safety?
He's not slow.
That's slow.
That's not slow for a safety,
bro.
No, I mean,
that's not that bad, bro. 4.5 is not bad for a safety, bro.
You can tackle. So I mean, I don't know. It just,
like Dion said, bro, he plays old school football in this new school play that we have now. Like he's an old school safety is how Shiloh plays. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get you that old version of safeties rather than how we look at these hybrids of safeties now.
Yeah, he never hit it though for sure.
Or
Man,
hey,
I don't know about Shiloh, dog. Yo,
I don't know about Shiloh, dog.
Can you load up that Masters leaderboard for today, please?
The
Oh, yeah.
Masters.
So
You just load that up. Just load it up for just we had our recap real quick. But go ahead, keep
yeah,
how
yeah.
you
Right
going.
before we get
I
out
go
this
get
joint, hell yeah.
yeah,
I
exactly. My Masters recap, bro.
just crashed. I'm like, God damn.
The Masters is insane.
Had the Masters.
I'm
joint.
sorry,
Gotta
Riz.
play for that shit.
I just can't watch that shit on TV, bro. I'd rather watch tennis.
I had to get on the
Watch
road
the-
early. So I didn't get to watch today. I know Justin Rose had a 1-shot lead. And DeChambeau was pushing, but he was like one behind him when I left the house. But I didn't get to follow up because I'm driving. My daughter got an award today. Shout out to my baby.
Congrats.
Okay, shout out.
She
Congrats.
graduates next month from Clemson University, and she got
Hell
the
yeah.
the honors for top. She won the award for recruiting students to the Global Black Studies program at Clemson University. So shout out to my
That's
baby.
beautiful. Hell yeah.
For sure, for
Global
sure.
Black Studies. That's not like
A
a
program that
CRT thing,
Clemson
is
is
it?
no, which is a program that Clemson may or may not be getting rid of because of the pushback from the current
I'm gonna say,
administration.
yeah,
But
Black
that's nothing
Studies sound like something that we won't tolerate in America anymore.
Can't have that kind of thing. Can't have black studying.
So you got to buy books.
All
and
right,
read
so
your own shit.
masterboard,
Right.
PGA Masterboard,
Oh, we got-
leaderboard
Oh, we got.
2025. We got Jay Rose. We got Shambo.
All right, DeChambeau. So how far back is DeChambeau?
DeChambeau is
He's
number
number
two.
two.
Oh, he's -4. So his total is -7, and first place is total is -8.
8. Yeah, so he's one shot back. Okay, all right. We headed to a good moving day on Saturday. We'll see if DeChambeau had won it 2 times before. So we'll see if he can turn the tides on Saturday, do moving day thing, and then close it
That's
out
a
on Sunday.
USA
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah, but I say as far as Americans, we
DeChambeau,
are
yeah,
in
DeChambeau's American.
second place, and we got 2 people tied in 5th place. We got Scheffler and McCarty in tied for 5th place.
Shout out to Shuffle.
Word. All right.
This is the
All
only
right.
thing I hate
Nice,
about
nice,
golf, bro.
nice.
It's like the point system. It's like it's good to have negative points rather than plus. That's the only shit I'll be like, bro. That's so fucking.
You want to score faster.
Yeah,
so
like it's better to have
you'll
birdies
have like
and pars.
so you have like
or
a par
something.
5,
Yeah.
and you got 5 shots. You have 5 shots to get to the hole. So if you get there in 3, which is a birdie, then you can like no, sorry, that's an eagle.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's an
eagle. 2 shots ahead, you get an eagle, and that's -2. So the person at the lowest score win. Like that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get the
Love golf, man.
point
Golf is
concept.
cool.
I just don't like the fact that they make it like that. It's just ugly. Like be like, yeah, bro, -7, bro. That sounds so appealing, bro. A -7. That sounds good.
It is, bro. Score less.
Yeah,
And then on top of
fellas.
that, you don't even get a lot of hole-in-ones, bro. Like it's rare that you get hole-in-ones.
No, you don't.
anymore,
It's
bro.
a very difficult thing to
You know what
do.
I'm saying? Like
It's a very difficult thing to do.
that's the main thing for golf is like I'd rather see more of. If I could see a nigga who gets literally get like on a streak of hitting some hole-in-ones, bro, that should be sweet as
There would never be a streak of hole-in-ones.
Yeah, it's
Because
not
you got to
supposed
look
to
at
be.
look at what they did like during the Tiger era, right? They said, "Oh, this dude is dominating our sport." So now we're gonna Tiger-proof this
Courses.
course. So it'll be harder for him to
Yep.
play. That's why you're not gonna say that golf is the only sport that's like, "Oh, y'all playing it as well? All right, cool. We're not gonna celebrate it. We're gonna make it more difficult for people to play
100%.
well."
Absolutely.
Imagine if they're like, "Oh, my man's like Jokic is averaging, 30 point triple double for the season. So now we're going to extend the court another 10 feet and lift the rim another 2 feet just to make sure it's more difficult for somebody to ever do that again." Like golf is the only sport that does that. Golf is a self-correcting sport.
Come on now.
That's why I like golf.
So
So-
do you
And
feel
I'm
like
gonna get good at it one of these days.
you'll ever see another hole-in-one anytime soon?
You're going to see hole-in-ones. They happen all the time. You just have to be paying attention for them. But hole-in-ones happen all the time. But hole-in-ones they'll happen like par 3s. You won't see a hole-in-one on a par 5 because the whole point of it is that you need 5 shots to get to it. So it's like very, very, very far away. It's like 500 feet from the tee versus the par 3 where that hole may be 200 feet from the pin, from the tee. But so you can see hole-in-ones, but you won't see a golf course that has like 5 par 3s back to back to back. You'd have like a par 5, a par 4, par 3, par 5, par 3, par 4. Like so, it's not designed for you to have a hole-in-ones back to back to back.
I feel that part. I get that part.
So yeah, fellas,
That was really good golf coverage.
we had some
Yeah,
golf
but-
coverage, some PGA coverage in this thing, man.
We do this, man. We do
Unfortunately,
this.
we done reached that goddamn
Goddamn.
hour 43-minute mark in this here.
1 hour 43. We gotta end it when we get to that 1
You know
hour
what I'm
43
saying?
minute
That
mark,
hour
dog.
43
We can't go much
minute
longer
mark
than that,
in
dog.
this, yo. You
A
know what I'm
week.
saying? The Friday smoke fest. You know what I'm saying? How we looking for Sunday night, fellas?
You already know.
I'm in there. You dig?
Already know. Hell yeah.
If I'm available, I'll be on, but no
I just
promises.
popped 2
Yeah,
pills.
absolutely.
Now I'm hanging with my people.
Hell yeah. Now
So Lethal, let me ask you a question.
Stop popping
So
pills, my guy.
cocaine is not a drug, you say?
That's what I was told, bro. I was told cocaine is not a drug.
Cocaine is absolutely a
You're
drug.
right. It's a narcotic.
Okay,
Word,
it might be a
cocaine was
controlled
not a
Cocaine is
drug.
It's a narcotic. You're right.
Yeah, cocaine is absolutely a
I
narcotic
heard cocaine
drug,
was. I heard cocaine.
controlled substance.
I heard cocaine was a mixture in Coca-Cola sodas. That was their secret recipe.
Very true.
So I
Now
heard
you on your
cocaine
shit.
not a
This is
drug.
very
No,
true.
there was a
Very
there,
true
I
information.
heard it's an.
there was a
I
time.
heard it's an
No,
ingredient.
there was a time where it was a key ingredient, but that was a period of time, like I want to say like the
Yes.
1920s
Yeah. So
to like the
It was a
it's
healing
not a
1950s.
right. So you got to think about it.
Cocaine was like morphine at one point.
Cocaine started
Yeah.
as an ingredient. That's why it's not a drug.
Okay.
No, cocaine's always been an ingredient. What are you talking about?
That's why it's not a drug. It's an ingredient.
No, but they realize that it's like has certain effects that aren't necessarily great for you,
Especially
Sugar
when
is
you
an
rock it up.
ingredient, but it is also a drug.
especially when you rock it up. Especially when you rock it up.
That's what he said. Especially when you rock it up. That's crazy.
If you put it in a needle, if you liquefy it and put it in a needle,
Not
it is
good
not
for
good
you
for
at
you.
So yeah,
Well,
fellas, with that being
y'all know.
said,
That cocaine breakdown was brought to you by the good folks at Pfizer.
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the good folks at
Moderna.
Pfizer and Moderna. You know what I'm saying? We done reached that 1 hour 45.
Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson. You know what I'm saying? That 1 hour 45-minute mark in this here Friday Smoke Fest, man. I've been
Gotta get out of here when
Ralph.
we get to
This is
that mark,
Cups and the
bro.
Gang live from the motherfucking hot box. You know I had the gang with me currently in transit right now. Motherfucking El Residente San Jose representing live on the motherfucking ones and twos. You know I had my dog Dakota Mike, Dallas Mike, DJ Mike P representing live. Throw the motherfucking bowls up in the building. And you know I got my dog Bleed Blue for the shoe. Jay Lethal Nab Nation. What it do? You already know, man.
What it
Hell
do?
yeah. You can catch the hot box every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. We will be back for the Sunday smoke service, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are letting the windows down. We are letting the smoke out. We love y'all so much, man. Smoke with us next time.
Fuck Aaron
Oh, and
Rodgers.
above all else,
Come on now. Come on
Oh,
now.
Aaron
Come on now.
Rodgers.
Come on now.
fuck Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Free
Hey, look,
single
I want to say
day.
shout out to my nigga Rich, man. He got a new album just came out called Program for the Players, man.
Oh
Go
yeah,
check
shout out
that
to
shit
Florida.
out
Play to
right
Rich.
now. With
Hell yeah.
everything.
Drop it in
Go, bro. Go.
drop it in
Hey,
the
Club,
drop
you
it
should have
in the
been there
comment
to
section,
perform
bro.
that Pineapple Jam, bro. That shit was
Bro,
hard.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, that shit
but
was,
that,
yeah,
no,
for
that
sure.
album, that shit is hard, nigga. Shout out that nigga MG. Shout out my nigga Pay to Play Rich, man.
Hell
Program
yeah,
for
Pay to
players.
Play Rich for sure.
Rich.
Hell yeah, man.
Program
Alright.
for program
Shout
for
out to
players,
Rich.
man. Run it up. You dig?
Hell yeah, you already know. I'm definitely gonna hit niggas with that link for sure, for that jump for sure. Yeah, so like I said, man, catch us back Sunday night, man. We love y'all so much. Smoke.